so that we go live good tomorrow when we die. Oh. But now you see things they done they change. Power struggle don't overcome we all. Now let we join hands for make better Salone. So let we try. We all don't live now we die. Now we go try for let we go, we go. Salone don't live now we die. Now we go try for let we go, we go. We all don't live now we die. Now we go try for let we go, we go. God they help me say. Let we join hands for let we go before. For them, nobody no can for come for help again. If we no help we say. People them, nobody no can for come for make Salone. If we no make what we say. So let we drive away tribalism now. Forget about nepotism now. Let we join hands for make sweet, sweet Salone. So let we pray. You all don't live now we die. Now we go try to let we go, we go. Salone don't live now we die. Now we go try to let we go, we go. You all don't live now we die. Now we go try to let we go, we go. I hear the voice they say, if we band together now, everything will be alright. Still they tell me say, now we have selfishness, we are gonna live all right, not the world. So let me pray. We all don't live now we die. Now we go try to let we go, we go. Salone don't live now we die. Now we go try to let we go, we go. This ain't no time for them, we live for rest. Now let we join hands for let we make Salone. Bubble them, nobody no can for come for help again. If we no help we say. People them, nobody no can for come for make Salone. If we no make what we say. So let we drive away tribalism now. Forget about nepotism now. Now let we join hands for make better Salone. So let we try. We all don't live now we die. Now we go try to let we go, we go. Salone don't live now we die. Now we go try to let we go, we go. We all don't live now we die. Now we go try to let we go, we go. Salone don't live now we die. Now we go try to let we go, we go.
Yes, yes, yes. Miss Salone people on a cabo, on a couche. I always can say this music always they remind we say Salone don't left now we hand. Now we get for try for make Salone go before. Fumble them or don't come again tonight for talk to una about things the way they gonna Salone. Where they gonna Salone. Today we go dedicate this program, even though we see issues making headlines in Sierra Leone. I just want to give una a kind of structure of the program tonight. The program specifically, or I go say for the most part, we go talk about the major thing we happened this week. Particularly in the past 2 days, where now the outgoing ambassador of the United States to Sierra Leone, where Ambassador David Reimer, a gay interview with 98.9 And then we see the information minister come for debunk and quote and unquote is say now the ambassador in personal opinion. I want to now underline that word, the impersonal opinion. So what we go do, we go play the interview in entirety, the whole interview. Una patient, but I want let we get clearly for una we don't listen to the interview. I want let una use this opportunity for listen to the interview again. So where are they come for do the analysis, una go able for understand the topic proper. So we all go engage. Let we up more as to waiting at the implication. On a member, we don't talk about some of the things them way we get for expect, given waiting Englishman go call impasse, the political impasse na the country, the political war na the country, the political issues or tension na the country, particularly unfortunately between the two party them, we in my opinion direct Salone, we na SLPP and APC. So but again, we making the present and also Bokofuna really can accuse me and because of maybe my last name. But again, I care more about Sierra Leone compared to some of una we una they say una na party picking them and una na diehard supporters them and nothing wrong for let you be a diehard supporter, but something wrong if you take the country or you take the support or the loyalty to your party more than the patriotism of the country. Clearly something wrong with you. And me not they like that. Of course, I don't care about them two party then they. But for people that way they join this program for the first time, my name na Abdul Karim Kagbo. So I go there to now. We go try for keep the program tonight for 2 hours. Keep at max 2 hours. Maybe we will go slightly above 2 hours, but we want to encourage people let una call. By the way, if una want for call, the numbers there, the phone lines they open right away because una want for waste time. We want let una be part of this discussion. And in the meantime, I go encourage una for let una scan the barcode on me right way to una left. Una go see say the blue to me left where una na una right as una de see me anaya. So the blue code that one day na the Google Chrome, I mean the Google Play Store. Una download the app, the VOS app, and una go able for enjoy entertainment, soccer as we they broadcast the major soccers them live, particularly the European leagues, the Premier League, the Spanish League, the Italian League, the German League, and even the North American leagues them. And now, by the way, I want to say kudos to FIFA for where it showcase with talented women them. My brothers and sisters, this not the 21st century. There, some people and still go say, I mean they watch women soccer. I go encourage you now. We demand them. Of course, maybe they follow very closely. A very, very entertaining. I must say, even entertaining past some man soccer them. We you go kind of see like na division Amos, but then Umania very talented and as well this now fierce competition, not just something where you go say oh you then go make ladylike and stuff. They play very aggressively, and we all, for me particularly, one thing where I will enjoy, I did digress a little bit. One thing where I go say I personally enjoy the woman World Cup, the woman World Cup. Now the fact say I don't see the defect. You know, like we demand them that Tiwe then call testosterone and we demand them that thing they cannot go up. We keep fit and so people like you say are entertaining, but soccer, of course, they encourage that. And for the fact that the woman them they're aggressive, but they need fit. To me, I want to say kudos. And the referee them, oh my goodness, so far they don't handle the tournament very, very well. So kudos to we sisters them and to FIFA for way they showcase woman and talent, because these days woman can do anything we man can do. as long as involve too much physical, but where it come for do with the brain, like talent, sports. Woman can equally do am. So let we support, and the final get for play Sunday. By the way, the third place we now between Australia and Sweden for play on Saturday, and VOS go broadcasting live. If una again, now another reason we go encourage you now for download the app, so now go able for watch the third place when on Saturday, the Women World Cup, and then the final we now between Spain and England. And then the SEF we go broadcasting live on VOS, and then they will be on Sunday. Again, will be very early for within North America. However, Salone, it will be sometime in the afternoon, like early afternoon, maybe around 1 o'clock. Well, 10 o'clock ish, 10 to 11 within that time day. I go encourage you now for Leone watch and on a download VOS. So from Bulem, let we go back to the topic. I just decided to say, you know what, for human name, kudos as woman them don't like, of course, where you come to the population, woman them, then population higher than we demand them. So we need them by anything so far. Otherwise, soccer, we see say where the woman they involved, the popularity don't increase big time. And in anything also in governance, we will encourage people, the government, and particularly around the world. And I want to say kudos to President Bill for that. A kind of the lead by example where he give woman them chance, and anybody will get for come after President Bill, it go nice for like it be a continuity. Let this policy continue for encourage women them and bring them into governance. So we need for really cheer for women them, and yeah, yes, we Africans there we know very well. Say where it come to the kitchen, plenty of we know sabi cook, but that don't necessarily mean say now the kitchen no more the woman them belong. That time they don't pass, because we know very well say now you go to the universities them. Now Salone self I believe, but yeah, we are based na Canada, America, and probably Europe. We they see say the woman them number na university they higher. So what that mean? It means say the potential going forward for let woman and the unpassed man is very high, because them Bokuna University and they do work hard and get the degree where man them they bluff with first term, then self they get a degree then they, and meaning that then get the potential for all them big position where go give them heavy money and go probably make them the breadwinner of their family. So we need for encourage women them, and we need for bring them at the drawing board, like at the table for any decision making. So dear a big African man, and no say we not used to that, but this not the new normal. For let we see women them they in control of the finances. So let we encourage them, and let we work with them as partner, not as slaves. Let we work with them as partners and make the Pekingese see how loving, how much love you show to your wife or your girlfriend or your sister or mama, any female for that matter. And the Pekingese will take after that, because remember now a generational change. So again, I want to say kudos to we woman them where they give we a very entertaining soccer at the World Cup level. So back to the program. Again, on our share, I will encourage you now. So if you have for call, like I say, the phone lines they open right away. If you have for call toll free, the number for call that's if you're in North America, we're in Canada, US, and possibly Mexico, you go call 1-866-944-7722. 1-866-944-7722. If you're in a UK, the number for call +44 2080 891455 +44 2080 891455. If you call now Australia, the number for call now +61 2909 84337 +61 2909 84337. If you call the WhatsApp, with the WhatsApp now waiting we can normally call as the the one port where any side now the wall where you day, you can call this WhatsApp number. And the WhatsApp number for call where you will reach me directly now 1-343-997-5828. 1-343-997-5828. Before I go further for set the stage, I want for the last time on Sunday, now Mr. Shilon and Mr. Mengot the program when at the social media review now VOS. One of the this now somebody way I go say na fan of that show day, and almost every time it join that show day, it be write a comment say it try for call the WhatsApp number, but it like and then they go through. So I want for make and clear say the WhatsApp number, unlike the other numbers, them we get a queue where if other person in the line, you can just join the queue. But unfortunately, WhatsApp not get that ability there for let you join the queue. So if one person in the line where they wait for like them taking call, you where they call, you're not going able for get through. So maybe not they be happen to that person they will say you know be able for the get through. So dear and only discourage, and if you dey watch this program now for try back, or if you ever watch Mr. Shilon and program again, I want to let you know say not to anything personal. Of course we need to see the numbers them, we need to screen the calls them. Now that's make the last program, the Saturday program, somebody be called and begin for disrespect the guest, so we able cut them off. But by the time we they cut them off, it don't take a few seconds. So we apologize to the one that will be the watch, but clearly, dear are big as una they call, whether or not this program or any other program na VOS, dear with the big, una be respectful of the host, respectful of any guest where we get, and also respectful of the people and where they make comment on also where they call. Dear are big, because it's nice for like we respect each other. With respect, we go able for listen to each other and take the sense out of the nonsense where the person they say, and for like we push we country go before. So again, the phone lines they're open. So right away as any call come, I go pause and then take that call there. Let we evaluate in the call I get for say. So me fumble them again. This not the lineup. As I say, I go play the interview with 98.1. I want to say kudos to 98.1 for doing that. That was a great interview, I must say. So the interview we then do with the outgoing U.S. ambassador to Sierra Leone, with Ambassador David Reimer. So we go play the interview there, and also the same back to back, we will also play the interview we then do with the new information minister. We talk plenty things them, but I go try for set the record straight to the best of my ability for let unable get the two understand the two sides. So let we not spend any other time, because now long interview I want to play all the interview, the entire interview, so we go will get our first hand. Let we know sort of adjust them in a way that people then go say, oh well, you not play that side there, oh you this. So now that make I really want for like we basically listen to the entire interview, and after which again I go begin take calls, and also I go do me analysis. While I do me analysis, I go pause as the calls then they come. If time permit, we finish the analysis early. We get another thing where we go on for talk about. One talk about a press release where the APC executive pool, well, the is signed as the Secretary General, where now in reaction to a meeting where they're all with the with two bodies them. So we go talk about that as well. The inter a council, we will basically put that press release day out, and that press release they talk a lot of things them, and it also emphasize on the stance where the APC take. So it look like say APC no intend for budget at all, given that press release day. So if time permit, we will show that press release day and let we talk about waiting in mean for Sierra Leone going forward. If this go be what we call stalemate, or we light day out after the tunnel, as the Kisina, yeah. So that now something we I go talk about if time permit. And in addition to that, this not the press release we then put, and the statement now yesterday actually. So a very fresh say the leadership of the All People's Congress APC meets with the Interreligious Council of Sierra Leone and the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion. But again, I want this not to the main topic. The main topic now the interview with the outgoing U.S. ambassador do, and also the interview with the information minister do. So again, if time permit, I will talk about APC, the press release, and waiting in mean for Sierra Leone going forward. And also another thing, if time permit, we will go talk about now the professors them. We then send a letter. Well, the college, the people in way, the union, according to the letter we get. So this show say now Union of Academic Staff Association. So they write a letter to the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education. So this letter, the people that we sign this letter, not to bata people more, now people them way now big guys them. So I will kind of go through that that letter, waiting did they ask for, and waiting now the situation where did they face. So the people them we sign this letter, then position basically show now. So not to one, oh, you get different universities them where them people are represent. So they all come together and write one letter to the Minister of Technical and Higher Education. And the purpose of that letter, they specifically now they ask for salary. So this now, and again, if time permits, we'll talk about this. But there's a position paper on the conditions of service of academic staff of public tertiary institutions in Sierra Leone. So for the most part, then talk about salaries, then talk about the conditions, benefits, and things like that. We don't know they receive. But again, this not to the main topic. The main topic, I don't want for like we go astray from that main topic there, because it's very, very important for the development of Sierra Leone. So now that make I want for like we gam a very good time for discuss we una all, and with from time to time I go to read una comments them, and comments them way disrespectful to either another viewer or me the presenter or anybody for that matter. I not go read them, and we will also take them down. Dear Abeg, let we respect we serve, and let we be very, very useful to the kind discussion here, because na then kind platform here, in my opinion, it go help for let we know waiting at the issue. Because remember, for let you solve any issue, you first one for know waiting at the issue before you go able for come up with solution to the issues then they. So let we not spend too much time for you on the sort of background. Let we go straight to the interview, because like I say, by the way, people them way they listen now to the VOS radio station. We go transmit this program live through the online radio. Unfortunately though, because of the political tension at the country, for now, only if we they get guests we now government, like either parliamentarians, but we get for do with the current situation. But we on analysis, we need a broadcaster live now with VOS radio FM station. We're in a 91.9 for people that within the Eastern district, or rural district. Maybe you will get the Eastern Police area. We're not sure clearly within at the range, but we get a very limited range. But we dey try for work on more coverage for go probably in the province, but we do work on that. For right now, the VOS FM radio station we una able for listen to live na 91.9 FM na Freetown. So, but for this program, only if una get the app, una go able for listen to the program live, because not only through the app, but we need a broadcast on live na the radio station because of the current political tension. So let me go straight to the interview, and I will come right back after the interview for take the calls them and also continue with me analysis. Una not change the dial. Let we all together listen in, and I will come right back after this. Thank you.
It's been an amazing experience, very positive. Honestly say I've enjoyed every minute of it. I've enjoyed working with my colleagues at the embassy, but most of all, I've enjoyed working with Sierra Leoneans. Before I came here, people told me that you're going to really love it there. Sierra Leonean people are very friendly, or very warm, very welcoming. And I found that to be absolutely true. And so it's been a great experience. I'm sad to go. I wish I could stay longer, but it's been a wonderful experience for me the whole time.
Can you speak Creole?
Unfortunately, I have not learned Creole. I've picked up a few phrases here and there, but I have a couple of regrets during my time here. And that is one of them.
This is an exclusive interview with Radio Democracy as you are preparing to leave Sierra Leone. How does it feel seeing or preparing to say goodbye to Sierra Leone?
To be honest, it's very sad. It's been a wonderful, it's actually been 2.5 years. It's been a wonderful 2.5 years. I know that I will miss Sierra Leone. I've enjoyed working here. Like I said, I enjoy working with my colleagues at the U.S. Embassy. But also I've enjoyed getting out of Freetown, seeing the beautiful scenery, and then again we've had very productive working relationships with everyone really.
How can you describe the last 2 years of your tenure in Sierra Leone in terms of promoting the ties between Sierra Leone and the U.S.?
I think we've probably strengthened the ties. Vaccines, and now you think about it today. Hardly anybody ever talks about COVID because we really were able to, working together, eliminate it from Sierra Leone, and we're in the good position we are today because of that collaborative effort between our two countries. And I can say since I've been here, we have financed over $350 million worth of private investment, and that's a huge amount for an economy the size of Sierra Leone. And it's this type of investment that's going to create the jobs and the tax base for the government so that they can do their own programs. So that's one of the areas that we focused on in addition to health.
Now, let's look at democracy and governance in Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone just held an election, and we've seen the U.S. Embassy position on the elections results, and till date, we've not seen a recognition statement from the U.S. Embassy of the president-elect. Does that position still stand?
The United States is concerned about irregularities in the results that were announced by the ECSL. That includes a big difference between the ECSL announced results and the parallel vote tabulation, as well as inconsistencies that were analyzed by domestic and international observers. All of these things raise questions in our mind, and not just in the United States, but really all over the world, about the integrity of the official results. And so we have asked for an investigation conducted by an independent outside source to look at the results of the elections here in Sierra Leone. In addition, we've also called on dialogue between the two parties, between all parties really, to see how we can, or how Sierra Leoneans can move forward from this towards the next election in 2028. As well, you've seen we have called on the APC not to boycott participation in the government. I put out a tweet on that, and that was probably the most controversial thing that I've done since I've been here. I got the most reaction, positive and negative, but we feel that in order for there to be a democracy, you have to have two parties. Both parties have to participate. Particularly, we have to think about the people who voted for the APC. Their voices need to be heard. And so that's why we have pushed the APC as well to participate in the government.
Highlighting the issue of transparency in the process, and you are yet to recognize the president. What do you think is the way forward in terms of the U.S. and Australian relationship?
President Bio is the president of Sierra Leone, so it's not we're saying he's not president. What we have not done is congratulated him.
It's about the relationship. What would happen to the relationship between Sierra Leone and the U.S.?
Sir, moving forward, what we're doing is we're sort of doing a review of all of our programs, all of our government-to-government programs. What's not going to change is the work that we're doing with the people of Sierra Leone. It's really our focus here is on the people of Sierra Leone. So that the health programs that I mentioned before, we're going to continue with all of them. We may even expand some of our health programming. We're going to really focus on, helping people, helping their lives improve. We will continue to be there no matter what for the people of Sierra Leone.
Calling on dialogue, we've seen the president setting up an electoral reform group headed by the vice president. What does the U.S. Embassy make up of this body set up by the president, headed by the vice president, to look at or look into happenings of the 2023 elections?
What we have called for is an independent look at what happened, an independent outside look at the 2023 elections. Any commission that's headed up by one of the political candidates in the election cannot be independent or non-biased. That's just the way it's going to be. The vice president, I know the vice president, I have a lot of respect for him. I respect his integrity. But because he was one of the candidates, we don't see that as the proper means to take a look at what happened in the past and what will happen moving forward.
If you talk to government officials, they will tell you that the process will be credible.
As I said, it's just not possible for someone who was a candidate in the election to then look at the process and be not biased.
Are you doubting the credibility of the process?
I said, we have raised questions about the integrity and the credibility of the results. So we're clear on that. In order to look at that, you need to have someone who is outside of the process, who is not part of the process. That's what we're saying.
Will the incoming U.S. ambassador continue with the U.S. position on Sierra Leone's just concluded election?
Yes, the U.S. position is the U.S. position. It's not based on an individual. Certainly when the new ambassador comes here, he'll have his own style, he'll have his own way of doing things, but it's the position of the United States government, not of one individual in the government.
And one of the development programs that the government of Sierra Leone was looking forward to was the MCC Compact. And this is based on several factors. Does this election in any way affect the compact?
Yes, it does. So in the year or two preceding the compact, we were very clear with the government of Sierra Leone that in order to get a compact, they needed to have a fair, free, open, and transparent election. Sierra Leone had done everything else up to that point to get a compact. They passed all of the scorecards. In some areas, they did very well. But we said the one remaining thing would be a fair and free election. Given the fact that there are all sorts of questions about the results, we're taking a look, as I said, we're taking a look at everything. and that includes the MCC compact.
Now, confirming that the outcome of this election will affect the compacts, someone listening to you would like to know how would it affect the compact? Because after the election, there were several rumors that the US government has cancelled the compact development program in Sierra Leone. Is that the case?
It's not been canceled outright, but what we're doing is we're slowing down, we're taking a pause, we're going to see what the government of Sierra Leone does next before we move forward with the compact.
What are these things that you expect to see Sierra Leone government do before you move on with the compact?
Sure. We have communicated to the government basically what I said before. We'd like to see an outside independent look of the election, and then we'd also like to see the government be open to a dialogue with civil society, political parties, everybody moving forward.
You've laid emphasis on this independent body to look into the elections. Where do you expect these bodies to come from?
I think the preference would probably be to be outside of Sierra Leone, because inside of Sierra Leone, it's so polarized. And when I say someone independent, I mean not only someone in the government or the SLPP, but also it shouldn't be an APC partisan. It shouldn't lead the investigation. It should be someone completely divorced who does not have, family ties or ethnic ties or political ties to the government or to the opposition.
Quickly, let's look at the economy over the past few years. What do you make up of government activities with regards to the economy?
It's been a tough couple of years for the economy in Sierra Leone, and a lot of it is not the government's fault. There have been shocks to the system, due in part to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Has triggered a lot of supply chain problems as well as inflation. My country has suffered from inflation as well. I mean, it's a global phenomenon.
Very heartening to we as a government, and we look forward to a partnership. We understand and understand within the happen at the country. We understand the need for protect we own democratic institutions, for strengthening we own democratic institutions, and we respect we own democratic institutions. We know for a fact that the United States government understands that. We know for a fact that our relationship with the United States government is strong, and that we will continue along those lines.
Mr. Minister, the MCC compact,
yes.
In the board get for come December.
Looking, we don't know very specific dates. We expect it might be even early. As I say, it seems like now in personal views, they express. What we know is, as a state, as an institution, we don't enjoy great relationship with the US and US ambassadors. We look forward with excitement to the arrival of the new ambassador. We know, see, with our new ambassador they come, we get an opportunity for we build on the excellent relationship we will get with the United States. We're based on values and principles, and we commitments to, as I don't say, social justice, democracy, rule of law, fighting corruption, and all of that. And then are the basis upon which we continue for push this relationship.
So, Mr. Minister, if it happens here as outcome of our engagement to the US government, be say then stands now waiting this ambassador they express. Una they in place for mortgage the MCC or for do some of the reforms that what they say what they talk about.
As I say, MCC is based on a partnership.
Mm-hmm.
The MCC's the thing that we did at the MCC, the compact, okay, the scorecard, not to imposition. This is not to colonization. This is not to for say, when I don't do this, we weaponize this, some of this personal opinion we just hear. It seems like it comes, as I say, it feels like it comes from a different era. MCC, as we understand it, is based on shared values. The commitment to fighting corruption. President Bill not fights corruption because of MCC money. President Bill fights corruption because he cares about corruption. President Bill not invest in education. We don't get 100% in terms of investments in our primary education on the scorecard. Not because of MCC say, or the US government say, or one ambassador say. Now because the president of this country care about the people of this country. So in terms of like the indices that within the scorecard, in terms of like the thing that we would be judged by, the people of Salone, for be rest assured, that the commitment of a president is not a win at all. And I can't say, we don't get any doubt that the relationship with the MCC as an institution, as a compact, and beyond that, with the United States government, is solid, is based on mutual respect, is based on commitments to democracy. We include respect for institutions and the people of this country.
So we conducting free and fair election, not be the part of the compact agreement?
Look, questions of freeness or fairness of elections, I make it keep on the reference rule of law. You know, somebody who don't be resident in the United States before, I understand that they follow the US politics, for example. They themselves, they have conversations about the elections, the indictments, and they fly left, right, and center. But then competent institutions there within the United States, and then they adjudicate their issues. And you can disagree with the Supreme Court. We get 6 Republicans and only 3 Democrats, but that day, and then how they go implement the reform then day. So we president definitely care about elections.
But Mr. Minister, what would they say? Will they talk about the vice president? That vice president day, now one way be say he dey right now and a political person, and that kind of political person day, he dey and he contest contest with the president. Now we dey as a leader, we the pick person in charge. That person they outrightly na in face na in day before, na in they represent. So any other people and they be for make the opposition self feel confident and let them self reassure say it's going to be an independent body. You not think say now na time for Leone look at this structure and just look at how government can redo and move forward with the process?
I don't make this very clear. People don't need to understand, say, the election systems review committee, not the review the results of the elections. So this question, a complete misunderstanding of what's the object of this systems review. This, even the ambassador, in personal opinion, we share, he talks, say, President Bio is the president of Sierra Leone. You know who side they come from? The elections. Sacrosanct. Set. The elections, the body we, by law, they conduct the elections. The Chief Justice, we by law. That's not make we a sovereign state. Self in personal opinion, don't talk that. But beyond that, the election systems review committee in job, now for look at what I just point out. Not to for investigate, it's happened the numbers. Now for investigate the fuller picture. And as I don't say, the people of Sierra Leone for be happy that the president not put somebody in an outside person. We not get the ability for convene. We not get the ability for say, oh, this institution, the money not there, oh, this not there. He puts no less a person again because this is not about.
But once that the president set up and he get the president in backing,
yes,
then everybody then for call anybody in government and government of course for support to that one.
Me don't be parts of civil society who don't set up institutions and committees in the past. In fact, who been there, they will effect for the government set up things. While they set up in the office of the president or while they set up in the office of the vice president. You know why? Because it carries the imprimatur of the state.
But if not the president talking.
Yeah, but
it becomes law.
I know, but many times, I explain you now practical terms. Many times, there are many commissions here. Anything that this country is set up by the presidency, there are many commissions that are set up or committees that are set up by the president, but then put them like corner side, people in there. But we then compel, we then call one deputy minister, one minister. I say, oh, I don't get time today. I know you will come, I will come tomorrow. No, president wants this to be important. He wants this to be seen because it's important to him. This is a man who is committed to our democracy. And dynamic, puts no less a person than the vice president. Again, the vice president has unique skills.
That's the vice president, they as head before they're able for call
the other thing why people understand this. This is an institution of the state. The president, in wisdom, as he pleased the president, to appoint. That's number one. Number two, people for focus on the composition. I take a very dim view to the idea, say, Sierra Leoneans are not get integrity, and that any Sierra Leonean will belong to any tribe, we belong to any political party, not capable for act with independence, not capable for act with objectivity. I take a very dim view. as a personal citizen of Sierra Leone, we dey against particularly colonial expressions about the country.
Okay, Mr.
So,
with the holiday first.
I want to say, no, let just land because this is important. I say the integrity of the men and women who go make up that committee not supposed to be attacked even before they are selected. We get the ambition is to include all walks of life. President make them very clear. He say, follow will be very inclusive. So we dey look forward to that. And we believe, say, with that structure in that institution, then go do the work with the president and give them, and they go help for improve democratic governance in Salone.
But Mr. Minister, should we round up a program now? Government ready at any point for just dissolve this committee and redo them back, appoint people where we na kind of independent person. You say there is no way the government plan for appoint person outside, but again, na Salone independent
I
person.
want understand that the actions of the president of Sierra Leone, president is the leader of this country by we laws, and the president in wisdom don't constitute the mandate of this committee and don't pick the second gentleman of this country as the head. As I point out, plenty of international partners, including the United States, through the democratic institutions, that already welcome and offer support to this committee. So we see absolutely no reason for even think about. Even if that were not the case, the president, in wisdom, based on in consultations, and keep in mind this president is also interacting with international partners, don't do waiting in belief the best for advance the democracy of this country.
If you say the threatening the Salone compact international relationship, you know, things say now nothing.
I want to put into context as well that we elections were peaceful. After we elections, the citizens of this country not go jump in a parliament, they attack the lawmakers there. They don't ask for kill anybody, the vice president, despite all the alarmist tweets they all see. This is a peaceful country. We love each other in Salone. We can disagree, but we get ways them for engage on that with disagreements there and for resolve with problems there, including through legal system, but also through informal channels. We just see brothers and sisters from the APC interact with the Peace Commission, with the president set up in wisdom. We just see Dr. Samora Wilson Kamara tweet about how they look forward to a dialogue and peaceful engagement from one of the credible partners we initiate within the Commonwealth. We just see the people of this country know where will come out. We know what infects me. We know what polarization mean. We know what we the fan flames. We know what it mean. So we they shun all around there and say we are one people. We are a country. We go find ways for solve with jammons, and we they walk through the institutions them. We they build the institutions they will get. So we confident that we partners them, including the United States. They understand this deeply. That we relationship with them is based on them values then they, and that we continue to advance the mutual goals that we will get.
Well, Mr. Minister, now as we round up the program, before now, Jamil will be ask you, say in an instance, the next ambassador come, he gets the same kind idea where this you call personal opinion, he get the same kind belief. What's in government could do?
As I say, government in actions with the United States is not Minister of Finance. They tell you, say, I understand, say, communications is expensive. The Minister of Finance understand this issue because in work we've been work on public crisis on the COVID and Ebola crisis. He understand the importance of civic engagement. So we need to build a whole fantastic structure around that and mobilize the right kinds of resources. So we really sure say, at the end of this review, which we don't put together, we will attract the resources, we will get the right team for achieve we goals.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Minister, for where you come into the program and talk about the issue we don't talk about. So.
All right. We fumble them. We all listen to the outgoing ambassador to U.S. ambassador to Sierra Leone, we na Ambassador David Reimer, and we all listen to the new Minister of Information, we na Minister Chernoba. So fumble them, they're all two. First force. The minister, and again, I also say Boku Tenki to 98.1. We, to me, I believe, say the interviewer, he asked all the pertinent, all the necessary questions. Them. Now, let we first look at the ambassador waiting is say, because the minister first talk about saying the ambassador in personal opinion, but like I show una the U.S. position where them pull regarding the election as Salone. And then una go make una own judgment if the ambassador na a personal opinion or na the country in position against Salone. So let us show now. This now directly from the U.S. Department of State. This press statement then pull July the 14th. So let's read for una this statement according to and directly from the website, because I know say people can say, oh, na fake news. I be don't discuss them one time, but I decide for pull them up back for like we able for do a thorough job in terms of assessing the implication of waiting the ambassador say, and also for yes, the minister in own take whether or not they say the truth. So according to the press statement where the U.S. State Department or Department of State pull out on July the 14th, 2023, it say the United States continues to be concerned about irregularities in the election results announced by the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone, ECSL, independent parallel vote tabulations, and analysis by accredited national and international observation missions raise questions about the integrity of the official results. So again, this now against ECSL. The minister talk about the say the ambassador say President Bill, now the president of the United States, and they make it clear now say then question the ECSL numbers. And not go far for say, oh, President Bill, not to the right president of the United States. No. So the ambassador right where he answer that, but unfortunately the minister want take him like say na legit. He want for use him as a legitimizing the president, but the ambassador say waiting then not do. Do not congratulate the president because of the irregularities here we surround in election. So now diplomacy he used diplomatic language. So you were go able reading between the line and not come outrightly and say President Bio in election as the president a questionable, but because of the constitution say the ECSL now responsible for call the election and then give certificates as to the person where the ECSL thinks they win the election, then do all that. So based on that, President Bio considered the president of the United States. I mean, of Sierra Leone. Sorry, excuse me. He considered the president of Sierra Leone. However, that no means say they not continue with the question on the credibility of the election results. So now two different things. So let the minister not think, say, because of the ambassador, say, President Bio, now the president of Salone, that for give legitimacy, that for make this question where Boku Sierra Leone people themselves, including me, get about the numbers them, how credible the election be, where ECSL as a result call the president say a win re-election. So let's continue for read this. Okay, so I stop. I say we call on this now the key where the ambassador also emphasize on, but for some reason it look like say the minister get backwards, he get wrong. Now it make it clear the ambassador where they ask him, it make it clear saying that the United States position that one day. Not to just the ambassador opinion, not to personal opinion. So now it say any other ambassador will go come, it no matter. Yes, then gets the individual way for handle thinks them, but when it come to the position of the United States, it no matter who's ambassador they, it get for be the same thing. And this press statement, they show exactly waiting at the position of the United States. So let us highlight and for una, so una global for get the pathway at the emphasize now. Yeah. The pathway at the emphasize is say we call on the government to institute an independent. Now underline that too. What independent mean? It means say somebody will not get no influence, will not get any stake in the government or the outcome of the investigation. And independent. And the other part, the ambassador also make them very clear the US preference. So yeah, they say independent outside investigation of the elections process and integrate observer recommendations to improve the electoral modalities for future elections. So I go continue, but I go come back to this point. So it continue for say we are also disturbed by the reports of intimidation, including death threats against domestic and international observers, civil society organizations, and ECSL personnel. We call on all actors to exercise restraint and engage in peaceful dialogue to resolve disputes. And clearly, it talk about dialogue. Say the government supposed prepare for dialogue. So it talk about again. So waiting the ambassador say na the interview, it clear say na the US position that one day. So when the minister they say the ambassador na in personal opinion, that they not true. All waiting is most of the things that we say by the interview, it did na this press statement where na the US Department of State released the statement and not come out from the embassy office na Salone. This na the State Department. So it continue for talk about also intimidation. And one thing where I like about the statement, it not just be one-sided in terms of their concern. They're even concerned about the threat on ECSL personnel. So they want peace in that country. So the last part say the resolve and determination of Sierra Leoneans who went out to the polls on June 24th to make their voices heard was inspiring. Free and fair elections are essential for any democracy. And I underline that because the ambassador make them very clear as well. Because again, I will come back to the MCC score or compact because the minister, for whatever reason, it kind of dabaru the question. And to me, I go left una for judge the minister whether he handled the interview well or not. But one thing way I go say, I give kudos to the person who do the interview. A great interview. To me, he asked all the necessary questions them. So this side where I highlight, free and fair elections are essential for any democracy. So this is very clear. The government and political parties must commit to strengthening democratic institutions to better protect the rights and reflect the aspiration of the people of Sierra Leone. So this is very, very clear. Say now the position of the United States. So now the end of the statement, this Fambulem. So again, let's just talk first about the ambassador side. So I don't show now. Yes, now the United States position. So I know say the Bill administration, according to given the minister, the way say they hope say the new ambassador will go come in position will be different. But no, absolutely not. In position will therefore be different because that's not the position of the United States. So this not the country in position. Not to the ambassador independent, according to the minister, opinion. No, not in personal opinion at all. Not the position of the United States. So, Mr. Minister, dear big, stop for mislead people them. So, a very clear saying that the United States in position this. So, before I come to the minister in interview, let we go now to the MCC compact. I remember, I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I talked about this before even this interview. I show una and I go show una back, saying if Salone not comply with the conditions, then because the MCC for the most part, and I feel say the minister, I believe say the minister not completely understand the MCC, or maybe it try for mislead the Sierra Leone people them. This not a something where you go say like how it put a sort of shared values. It's not completely true. The MCC, the United States, then pass that act then Congress for then go able help poor country them. Now that make the way how we structure then get category. So you where waiting and call you per capita income, and then within certain bracket you get a group. So that group they then go look at how una all they perform. So if they see say then get 20 indicators them. So if you able out of them 20, then they pass 10, and then go forward your name to a board, where the board go look into other things them and say, okay, well, this country need help. Yes, they develop certain criteria them where go able for strengthening democracy, and by extension it will help the people them for come off from poverty, for reduce the poverty. Now the key reason that for the MCC score or the MCC compact for let United States help poor countries them for come out from poverty or for minimize poverty or for reduce poverty. Let's put on that way. So then put together the things then where them believe say, if then country then they try for do when indicators them, if they able get high score according to among the category where them belong, so compared with them peer similar category or similar kind of poverty, then we're able for help. So for let you get that help day, you get for maintain that standard day. So then set standard. So let the minister now try for confuse people and say, oh, Salone mix for set that body. No. Now United States set the standard. Say if una able for maintain the standard, we will help una with development. And I explain small about the MCC compact day. Again, the administration, they don't do very well for past tense constant day. Even though personally for me, I think say that MCC score day, they're supposed for revise them in a way that the need for put say 10 including the economy. But we don't just put say any 10, and then it defeats the purpose for take the people away from poverty. Because the economy now, like I would say, the foundation for reduce people in poverty. So now one thing that way to me, I get a little bit of concern or negative assertion about the MCC compact or the MCC itself. With the MCC, now something again, like I say, I'm not going to show now the history of it because I don't want to take the entire program for explain the MCC. I we don't do them before. I go encourage you now for go back when I go through the videos them now VOS and when I pull up that particular program there for let now understand the title of the program at the time, what you need to know about the MCC scorecard. Now that with their title and I explain exactly what in the MCC mean. So this now the question is where the minister they say, oh, Salone in good standing and all that. Now the minister and the ambassador in personal opinion and all reflect within the MCC score they about. Let us show una waiting now some of the major criteria them where if you not fulfill, yes, then get right for suspend the MCC score compact or outrightly terminate that compact day. And the ambassador say for now suspend until further notice the MCC compact, meaning that Salone, they be don't call Salone, they be there by the review stage now for make sure say Salone continue for meet the criteria them or the conditions them where the United States set for like we get development. Waiting at the MCC compact, not only did they give Salone as the first lady, where Mrs. Fatima Bio be the dance not it, and even the former information minister be mislead Sierra Leoneans them, where I become that program where I say all you need to know about the MCC, where I make them very clear, say then they explain the MCC wrongly. So that way we then feel saying I check America the right and give Salone, no, not to say they work. And we then talk say, oh, the check go be about 400 million. No. Then get for go stages. And the stage where Salone don't reach now, then get for review make further assessment and see if Salone they continue for maintain that standard we make in the first place, then qualify for the development. So within the compact, let's just explain briefly. The compact mean where you pass at least 10 of the 20 indicators. Now criteria where you get for force fulfill before when I listen to the word, you become eligible. Not to automatic or not to something where as you pass automatically you they get assistance right away. No, not automatic at all. Because Ghana we don't pass and consistently, but Ghana not get them. Liberia, then pass them, then SEF they try now. I believe say at one point they review the eligibility. So you get for be force pass at least 10 of the 20 indicators them, and after which the board go then look into your conditions them, how much help you need, how desperate you need help, and the board now go do further assessment and invite you. Let us show una an example of what they say, so una go able to understand them very clearly. Because as we say now this program, we they try to the best of our ability for educate people them. So this now Salone. So Sierra Leone proposed compact. See how they put them? Proposed compact. So the development phase. So first, then send eligibility notification to Sierra Leone, to the government. The first term now be December 15, 2020. So you see the other parts, the description. MCC Board of Directors selected Sierra Leone as eligible, una member, not to, like I say, not to automatic, eligible to develop a compact. So they sent another eligibility notice on December the 14th, 2021. It said the same thing, that MCC Board of Directors reselected Sierra Leone as eligible to continue, when I underline that too, to continue developing a compact. So the last one we then send, now that make the interview, the process of the interview, say December, then go do another review. So given this chart, a highly likely say December, the minister say not clear yet, but I believe say the possible they do the interview, where you look at the time them where then they notify Sierra Leone now December. So I believe say now he make a assess and say this December then get for possibly try for do the review and see whether or not then go send notification to Sierra Leone. So on December the 8th, 2022, then may come back say, according to the description here, MCC Board of Directors reselected Sierra Leone as eligible to continue developing a compact. So una see the sequence there. So the development then get for do several reviews. By the way, the compact it'll take about 5 to 6 years for complete. Former President Ernest Bai Koroma, people the administration they say that they first don't win a compact. Then they na mini compact, yes, but Ernest Koroma be the winner. Where in fact the project will then be embarked on now for for provide clean water and thing of their sorts then they where in fact the final phase of that particular project they complete recently. Now recently then complete that final phase day. Where now under President's bill then complete that final phase day. So which is why they focus on the government, not to just personally about the president. No, now the people of Sierra Leone, they want for this program reduce the poverty in a Salone so that they engage in development. So how will they happen? Where do they review? The government, they highlight. Say, okay, well, for now, Salone, now then tier we need, like for example, then you say, you know what, we need electricity for the country go get that opportunity for businesses then go thrive and all that. So then can call water, clean water, then so waiting then get for do, then get for go through that review process for let the government identify the areas them where we want for less US help Salone for develop. So now that's not the compact. Not so much check where did they give you as how the former information minister and also the first lady be done the dance not it for. We get a call. Let me take this call and I will come right back with more analysis. VS Network. Hello caller. Waiting on your name and who side the call from, please?
This is John the call from Australia now.
Thank you so much for what you call John. What are you take on this program tonight?
Okay, it's just a point of observation. I'll start that confused program I don't wish you and Auntie Kadi. I will start from the one where you interviewed Mohamed Bangura. I know it's not the topic this will say, but I just get this opportunity to make this point today. You interviewed Mohamed Bangura, Auntie Kadi, taking on take. I just a point of observation. I just want where you go home, let you look for every program where you're host. Let you see you face a reaction and the expression to the host and how you react. This is my own opinion. Don't take an offended or whatever.
No, not at all.
Reaction to anti-candidate was, sorry if you feel anyway, but I mean, observation just to say, but that will improve the program and that will have constructive conversation between everybody and at least the program will continue. But the reaction and the facial expression and the tone which you used was really wrong that day because you go, now this is saying that this is a farm. It's like you command and instruction and therefore back up. I mean, observation. Sometimes review again. Then another point where you raise, we say the position of the US. Neither actually from your own point of view. The election ongoing, at least I think this month they don't make on Saturday, something like that, either 1 month. I don't know if I'm right. What's in your own point of view as a Sierra Leone they ask you? Not as the host, as a Sierra Leone. What's in your point of view? 2, the other question I guess what's in the position or the role to the ambassador, the US ambassador to Sierra Leone? Because it kind of saying like within the USA, I ain't farm, I ain't right. But we have all the institution where the NEC or ECSL were responsible for the election. I know discrepancy in the during the election process. They don't set committee. Take for example, the states where they, I know they Canada as you say, but never malpractice with our team, Trump and Biden. People still have the differences up to now. We'll go back again, 2018. The same Samuel Kamara, never agree say he win the election. It's just we go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. For people that go there at rest and country will move forward. Me they actually personally. What team that you take? That I learn from this, that I observe, then I will come back whenever I get the opportunity.
Okay, well, I want to let you be somehow specific in terms of the question. Like where you say, waiting on my own take on whose particular
So
area.
like you said, the just point to take. Like you said, listen, the US government raised that question, meaning say the election not be
Credit the result, yes.
Nigeria, the results,
Yeah.
Everyone here say there's indifferences. The question we get for ask, we get for be realistic. People in there when a patriotic APC supporter, like there's a doctor where is a program we go TNT with a Canada. They don't in at the ground, they don't put in reports. As a journalist, we need to get all information. We don't need to cherry pick just one end. When we get all the information, we can put it this end and put it this end. But if the president we don't come in order to now way forward, it look like
Finish your thought. Finish your thought, please, because I want to answer all your questions.
Okay.
Then finish your thought.
Good. If the president will be consider all those things, this they know we get to use the process. Every workplace, at the court according to it, every workplace get a procedure. The workplace where you work, if anything happens, don't you know the appropriate person to talk to. You get a communication team where they handle that thing. You refer to everything, talk to the communication team. Even if you get involved, everything just step and process. Let's start following the process. we will the up here, we will this part of the world. People they look up to we all say the right thing and do the right thing. I'll come back when I got time. I know say the time don't go off now.
Okay. All right. Call me back if I'm not able to answer your questions them directly, because the question I go do my best for answer the way how I understand your questions. Okay. And if I'm not able to address them exactly how you expect, call back, please. Okay. All right. I want to say boku boku thank you to we brother we just called from Australia. Now, I go back to the interview we'll do with Mr. Mohamed Bangura. Talk about my facial expression and all that. The facial expression, yes, it can probably show frustration, but clearly I not be angry because I not be get any personal stake on the interview other than for like we clarify. Now, thing way behind the scene, as it can happen, we don't explain that. Me and Auntie Kadi don't get anything personal against each other. And it can happen at them big like CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, we host them can disagree. And sometimes you can hear like really strong argument between them, but then can resolve them. So now that be happen. We be disagree, yes, but we don't resolve them. So in terms of facial expression and stuff, absolutely, frustration be happen during that time. So and if my facial expression show frustration, I don't feel say I need for fake anything. Okay. However, that I hope that they don't clear. Say nothing not be personal. I not be even know Mohamed Bangu Honorable Mohamed Bangura before the interview. I not be know him before me to know me to know other side before. And of course Auntie Kadi it on the VOS, and we have been making clear. Say we happy with Auntie Kadi. The only point no when would all resolve them. Say where I ask the question, I be want for the Honorable Mohamed Bangura answer the question. But in any case, we don't resolve them. In fact, that reminds me, say Auntie Kadi go start your own show. We the name of the show we go call Straight Talk with Auntie Kadi. So Straight Talk with Auntie Kadi. It go premiere this Saturday. That's at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for the people away in New York time na 3 p.m. And the one they were Salone na 7 p.m. And the one they were in UK na 8 p.m. So I go encourage you now for tuning and let una listen to Auntie Kadi live. And the name of the show go be Straight Talk with Auntie Kadi, because una know say Auntie Kadi na straight talker. So that's not the perfect name for a program on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, now to the question about saying waiting I may take. I be don't make it very clear. I don't know if not the first time this. If I know say you watch the interview with Honorable Mohamed Bangura, but I be don't say I'm severally. You talk about my own take and try for say the US position, and I want to let you know say the ambassador it make it clear. So not just the United States. You get people like Germany, UK, and I go say all the Western advanced countries them. Then say the same thing. And all the international observers then, they're all, not a single one. They come up from different countries. So remember, we get plenty. In fact, the ECSL, they invite additional international observers there for can observe we elections. And their observers then, the international observers, by the way, even the national observers them, they say the same thing. Before even ECSL, I don't know if you go able to remember the sequence, my brother. Before ECSL make that pronouncement, the first 60%, we then say, then go announce 60% of the results. Before that pronouncement, the international observers then be don't make a statement. say they not allow them for see how then they put together the figures them, the tabulation. So that we don't even discredit the result before he make the announcement. So una not take this personal and say, oh, then country then in a bill, President Bill do not like and stuff, before even the announcement. That we don't talk about the process. So the process not transparent. My brother, as Sierra Leonean, we need for bear we face in shame. So you ask of me take. Me take is shameful. For like, remember, you talk about 2018 Samura Kamara not accept result. I don't care much whether or not now in personal position. Now he right for either accept or not accept. But guess what? Even Samura Kamara is say now the international community now they hand over the election to President Bio. So meaning that back then President Bio be benefit from the international observers' then position. Because then come out rightly and say the election in 2018 was free and fair. So President Bio win hands down. The international community. Go back. Samura Kamara, he complained bitterly. And even the head of the International Observer Mission, where now be the former president of Ghana, John Mahama, they make it clear, say because I don't know if not two, but then claim say now friends with President Bill, candidate Bill Biden. But yet, and if you be watch the day of the election, VOS, we do about a 4-hour program. I make it clear. I appeal to President Bill and I appeal to Samura Kamara. Say, dear, if the International Observer Mission then come out with a statement and say the election was free and fair, dear, any of them will lost the election, let it accept defeat. Let it concede for the in the interest of the peace of the country, for concede and call the other person and congratulate them. And whether they give them concession speech, let them openly send congratulations to the other person. I even appeal to President Bill and say, dear, not to inner the first person we're not able to win second term. If he not win second term, after the pronouncement of the international or the assessment of the international community, because that means a lot. Now that make we invite them. For let them come observe. So Salone go continue for gather credibility where we deserve now the world. Remember, President Bill, where he come, waiting to be in campaign. Where he say former president don't tarnish the image of Sierra Leone at international stage. So it a fly for repair that damage day. So now election done, then conduct election, and even before they release the result, the international body don't question the credibility of that result day. And then you not feel say as Sierra Leonean if a concern we all, me brother. So now una you say we the cherry pick, but una the cherry pick now, una I presume you probably go be a supporter of the administration. But as a Sierra Leonean, we not for do that. I will continue for answer your question. Let me take a call and I will come right back. VOS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting on your name and who say the call from, please.
Good evening, Mr. Kagbo. Tarali, how are you, sir?
I did do well, Mr. Tarali. Thank you so much. Waiting on you take, sir.
Yeah, I want help for answer the question we got asked because our question of plenty not concerning concerning the U.S. election. We could say Donald Trump questioned the election in America. So America said that irregularity is a for nation, which makes sense. But let me explain something so we need to protect people. When Donald Trump get a concern over the election day, then go back, most especially 2 states that we've been talking heavily, when Arizona and Florida.
Georgia,
Georgia, and even Florida, the other Florida also on that. So three of them sit in it. Do the exit from campaign. The government fit some of the bill, and the Trump campaign fit some of that bill. Then go back and count each and every ballot hand by hand. It takes about 2 to 3 weeks after President Biden is already in power. Then go back and count every single vote one by one. Snap by hand, not by machine, no, by hand. Everybody agent snap there, watch and see them count everything. Then come back the proof say nothing gonna happen. Now this no, that wasn't America anymore for say the election was rigged. You cannot do that for don't cause serious chaos in this country. But because of that, in fact, that gives the chance for make Dominion get the chance for sue Fox News and make them pay that big money there. So when we talk about them here, now we put the facts out there. When people then come and question the results, no matter where they don't do it, they still go back and make sure they count every single ballot for sure, the entire America for sure say the machine they make reliable and no rigging not take place for the precedent for the next coming elections. This is what we for talk about. When we the young border the SFP border, first of all, some of them when they can talk, what do we do for SFP people being SFP in a most of them are not even their clue. But what we now Salone first we never put before. When I talk about say we Salone one piece, one development. Why we not go do the things that will bring peace and development? If them people are get concerned, say if you know stand that no one's starting up to you. Put some out here, shut them people where they want. So the next person for time will also be all can stand against you in Odua. But on our 1 minute, on our talk say, make we move on as a nation, but not do what you from one nation. On us, we all have border and secret. But when you border get concerned about something, you say because it fits you at you know the gap. How you going to show this border with their or sister or person move forward? How we go talk so we now go back into war or back into chaos, or we do the things that when we can go into war and chaos in the first place? How would they talk about say we want democracy when the democracy asked for? Because the will of the people, by the people and for the people. If the people then say we not believe this election now, why we cannot give the people what they ask for, show another face. So this cherry pick they do, they help Sierra Leone. Because the APC come back, the same message when it's all the alala for so right now say okay, then I'm the Tawato tell it how long we go do this? But for some people make people invest in Sierra Leone, they invest they do research. Then they research everything they're gonna be confident. If it's that man go left for go invest na Kenya or left for go invest na Tanzania, they go to na Salone, but it's the after they go on. Then can't tell they do enough food. Now they pay for the election. If they say they get concerned, they know. But it's frustrating. When they talk about even compact money, small chicken change like now even the talk about so. We say we not sovereign nation. Why we need to also the car for stable country for good country good name today. When now the thing don't turn down, face on our own side, when I say no, una sovereign nation, we don't need them anymore. But the compact money they go talk about so back on radio. Then chicken change compact money, how they talk about so. The problem is most of them in how any talk so they're not going to suffer the salary here for no matter what they have on the country, they're going to forget it. We ordinary people away in our village, they put poor money in there for suffer. So we go continue to advocate for waiting guys, not for waiting fixing because someone has seen my for complain about the thing go right. So do allow we continue for the waiting guys and stand by waiting guys. Waiting guys don't ever change, no matter what. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. By the way, that's now we CEO, we now Mr. Mohamed Tarawali, and it all really make it easier for me. Thank you very much, sir, as always. Because I be one for talk about the Donald Trump inside as well. Again, for make them easier, because like me, I can always like forgive now the evidence. Okay? So like how we see you say I'm very clearly and cleverly and say America then get one policy. If they don't call the result, you not believe in the result. As long as they foot the bill for let them do a recount, then go authorize them. So you can pay for them, but yes, then go do a recount. Not to like this one, we but publish results. No, oh, the constitution say I not need for I not obliged for. But let us show una a website again. The ECSL. Let digress a little bit. The ECSL say then put by them press release. One of them press releases say waiting. Then they do. Then they do in connection with then quote and unquote international best practice. Let we take a call. I'm glad that the calls that don't begin come. VOS network. Hello caller. Waiting your name and who say the call from, please.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Cadro. This is Matilda Cole calling.
Thank you so much, Sister Matilda. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, so basically, my own contribution to the show this evening is that, first off, Sierra Leoneans, we have to be journeying with ourselves. We have to be journeying in front of a mirror, and we have to be journeying with others. Especially with poor people that we not go school. Especially with poor people that we they look up to we. For make sense of certain things. Let me say this here and let me say this very categorically. There is no head of mission in any nation coming from a developed nation. We not get a mandate. Their mandate and agenda is the mandate of their nation, first and foremost, and the position of their nation. Now, Salone, we not get a head of mission, which will get now the ambassador. The ambassador not a grab and talk something without, first of all, not don't run them and they not don't get an understanding from the Minister of Foreign Affairs of that nation or the Minister of International Development of that nation. Let me make this clear. This has been my practice, this has been my field for well over 15 years. So some people then go come talk when they in certain position and go make her like for say they don't understand. You know, I may be in a haste to say at least the former minister Rado Soare, what I can say about him is that at least he was on the shores of Sierra Leone. He did not leave the shores of Sierra Leone. He fought his way in the shores of Sierra Leone, and at least I can say that he gets creative imagination. But this one here, so I don't know whose imagination in can with. And for me, what is even disappointing? What is disappointing for me about this young man? Because he's my age group. What is disappointing for me about this young man is that this young man, we say, in a long-term resident of America, if the country that you claim is so sovereign and so loving and so abiding and so respectful of the people, if you claim all is well, why did you have to come seek a tabula rasa in the United States? Why was there a need for you to come seek a tabula rasa in the United States? That's the first question I would ask him. The second question I would ask him is that you made a name. You became known because you pushed within the CSO community, the civil society organization community. And you got your financing and your program finance through international communities, via international communities, and mainly so the United States of America, the embassy of the United States of America, through the different programs and what have you. You know how these policies work. You know how, so just because now you're there in government and you're there in governance, this is an opportunity for correct some of them beliefs there, for correct some of them thought processes there. And now you use languages as weaponization and colonization. I think the worst thing that has happened to our nation is that our intellectuals are recolonizing the brains of our people. Don't not point finger at the United States. The United States is not using aid as a weapon on you. You have used resources and leverage resources. Use resources constantly to weaponize your people against each other. For me, it is really, really, really disappointing listening to a young man who I thought was, would bring a difference, would bring a ray of hope in the way he thinks, in the way he articulates, the way he formalizes and process and analyze things. It really, really disheartening for me, especially the fact that now somebody where don't be groomed within me field and work of space and the integrity that work comes with. The sweat where that work they come with. It is really, if this is how, if this road they are so will they take. If this is how things are going to go down, instead of looking at the gaps, you know what the gap areas are. You know what to do to fix those gap areas. You know what conversation you should engage in, but you're refusing and turning blind eye, and yet still you want for, sidetrack and then use aggrandized, loaded terms for deceive the people. I am sorry, don't speak of weaponization, don't speak of colonization when you go, you were the one out there luring these people, saying that you need to clean up your image for these people. Now these very people who you said you aspire to clean up your image for are telling you that, listen, we see spots. Find a way to erase those spots so that it will be sparkling clear. And you're telling me that they are weaponizing and they are colonizing? Make this young man be careful, not because you go school means say you use any sorts of language. Let him be careful with his choice of languages, with his choice of words. Because so far in choice of words, I don't listen to the interview the way they give recently. In choice of words, them are not settling. They are very disturbing. They are not settling. This is not how you engage in dialogue. This is, and even more so, this is not how you engage in international relations and dialogue. You don't do that. It is too sad that I make today I write now my timeline say, unfortunately, the Republic has become a place of, it's full of elite, elite, how they call them, manipulators them. It's full of elite manipulators them,
Well, clearly. Yeah, clearly.
Elite, and the way I put it, I'm like, the Republic is full of elite intellectual rapists who are made up of, bottom barrel, opportunistic hypocrites. I know that it was loaded words, but I meant every single word of what I'm saying.
Exactly. They are big. No make somebody in Ghana cry now.
I know. When I talk that word, and somebody say, this speaking in English. And I say, no, this is not about English. It is just about positioning the words the way they are supposed to be. And it is sad.
It is.
It is sad.
It is.
It is very sad. And you know what irks me the most is that at this crucial time in our nation's history, people are still pointing fingers to tribe. People are still pointing fingers. Loyalty to party politics. People are still pointing fingers. Loyalty to Uda I go school with, Uda na me schoolmate, Uda na me family, Uda na me this, Uda na me that. Can we stop and just think green, white, and blue, and everyone regardless of what the name is? But inclusion, broad spectrum inclusion. And that inclusion does not come by one person's view. Yes, he is the president, but he doesn't know it all. Inclusion is the acceptance of the ideas and aspirations and will of others.
Anyways, I want to say yes, I want to say boku thank you, and we not get much time again. Let I just sort of finish the analysis, and please call me back because I know say you know one of we brilliant minds than our viewers, so I'm going to encourage you for call me back. Thank you so much, Sister Matilda, and fumble them as Matilda be they talk on online. I be they post on our comments them, and I want, before I continue, I want for sure now something where the ECSL TI for puts now one of the press releases and talk about international best practice. La Ashona a website. This website owner the CISO, not even government website, now political website. So right now, I just go on Google and type US election results. I get this website. Let us show now beautiful thing where Sierra Leoneans them. Now similar thing the international body they ask for. And we Sierra Leoneans them, we want say we not deserve this kind thing, where enough for be any big deal. Let us just show now somebody get there on the line, but let's show now quickly though. As we scroll, on they see the numbers them of the 2022 election will happen. Not the presidential election, no. This not the most recent election results in the US by like the governor's race and everything. But more importantly, that thing where they ask na Salone, say we need a breakdown. So we go able, the people who are comfortable with math, then go able for add and see if the numbers they make sense. So now they see the US numbers them. But most importantly, let I go down now this section where clearly show say if you get a particular state where you want for no, you simply they go state by state result. Una see me fambulem? State by state result. Let we click on one. Let me say New York, for example. Let click on New York. Let una see what's in the display. State by state result. So when I click on New York election results. See the governor's result, look the Senate. And if I click on any of them governors then you will see the winner, the breakdown. Like click just for like una see no more. Now then can't tell we for aspire for B. Whose transparency way past this? So let's just click on the winner of the New York governor's election. So you see now, when you click down, you see the numbers them by county, and it will show the total number of vote and then the percentage, and the other candidates back you will see in vote each county, and look the number of counties them. Look. And then if you want more counties, like the county where you interested in, if you know there, you click on more counties, and this now all the counties them result. Each candidate, the total vote where you get, and waiting at the percentage of the overall. You get it? Line by line, my brothers, county by county. But this now just one state too. America, them population now over 330 million. Salone now slightly over 8 million. And the people that will register for vote now slightly under 4 million. But yet we they get bro, why somebody need for go court? Look how beautiful it is. I'm not in the US. This na Google. I get a website when a political where it show me all the numbers them of US by county, disaggregated results. So, Miss Salone brothers and sisters, as Sierra Leonean, this not for bother you that a country, and by the way, I don't know if una be Siam. This it take just this the independent body now inputs this so together. The last time we didn't do the update of the results here, not February, get all the results them in one place. So if ECSL, if President Bill no say the numbers they right, and according to the minister, it for talk about, I don't get, I go talk small about, I'll take one more call, and I go come and talk about before I conclude. But my brother, you will ask the question, when you see how beautiful this, a side political, not a government side, political, then get all the numbers. So meaning that the public get access to their numbers, then they, as Sierra Leonean, you not tell me say, now you benefit for let you know if the village where you come out, vote for Bio or Samua, it don't matter to you. And for people that will get for run next time, then enough for help them in terms of how they go strategize. So, boku reason there why we believe say the numbers and they essential. And if them people here where una call and say like the come be referee, can observe, what in them come for? If at all una not give them access for let them able assess the process proper. I sorry the call out don't miss them. Okay, let me take this call. VS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who say the call from, please?
John talk again. I just want to respond to certain things which I just want to clarify things. Easy and simple. I know you don't put me as a party person. Not a problem. I'm a Sierra Leonean. Either I belong to APC or SLP, I'm a Sierra Leonean.
No, yeah, but I put and say something.
Or not for me to get. Now, well, sometimes you don't assume as a presenter. I think I give my own opinion, and we all listen. We will disagree to agree. But if you don't put me to be in a party person, okay, yes, I'm a Sierra Leonean. I belong to any party. I'm a Sierra Leonean. Well, look, I'm to the point clear, as you say. Dr. Mankoto, who not to live in Canada, my strong APC supporter, my party holder. Don't get all points of view as you put me that way. Me, I want some or make Salone be out. Like when they say you call about tribalism and stuff, you don't get tribalism at all because you get the bond with community, the bond with the political problem we get. When Muslim and Christian they bind together, they go to the same church, they go to mosque. Muslim they invite Christian, they go Christian, they invite Muslim. You go to when you go to school at Salone, you go to school with different tribes. So in fact, everybody gets their own opinion and the way they look at things. But the thing when they actually say when I say your own point of view or your own point of view, looking at the solution. So but if we come to solution and we'll not use the legal means, we'll not use the process. If the law, they will not use the process or will not use the law. So what are the answers? Which other standard will we use?
Yeah, but question. Yeah, so let's answer the question, and I'm glad let me break them. Now the solution is simple. The solution is simple. The solution is simple, my brother. ECSL no, I don't feel say ECSL need the court for force them for release result. I don't feel so. If they want for take international best practice, they don't need for let anybody go court for release the result for publisher. By the way, I don't know when last you checked the website. ECSL don't even remove the previous. Yes. No. What? No. What? The point why they make me ask. The point why they make me brother. The previous results. Okay. The previous results. The 2018 go back to 2007, I believe. Their results then they be doing at our website today. But ECSL, I strongly believe so they do and deliberately for remove them because they don't want to let them compare what thing they do now with the previous precedents. So then they as a Sierra Leonean, now some people for condone. Go on the ECSL website.
No, when they believe nothing apart. When your website you update every website. You will update every website, normally you update. Just like it says, the normal letter is the same. But if it says believe and fact, not the same is but the fact is different from belief. Belief, like the way you don't see, but if you say yeah, that's a belief for fact, the fact is there. But if they say the belief and the fact, don't talk the language correctly. You know,
my brother, you listen to the way I put my question. I tell you say the result of the previous election not there again at the website where it be day until recently where ECSL decide for pull them. So I dey ask you now, wetin that make of? Wetin you make of that? Now best practice that?
So that's the best practice. There's something no she because that's the website. There's a different explanation. But the two way me to say as we move forward, the two way me to say move forward in the sense like which is the way forward. If let's say all those demanded in the ask for and all the demand the way the citizen or APC they ask for because when they say the citizen, the APC is part of the citizen, then they ask for ECSL not producer, they cannot to the government because they don't issue certificate. So what's that the way forward?
Well, the way forward now for let them continue. I want for ask the caller. Let it hold on the WhatsApp. Please hold on. Let me just clarify this. I'm able to understand completely your point, but you want for ask me a specific question. Last before I go to the next caller. What's in the specific question where you want for let I answer? Ask me that.
So the question is,
Yes.
with all the demand in the ask for, ECSL not producer and government not producer, which thing are the stand for APC and what are the way forward for let the country move forward? Because obviously it's 30 days, because the instance what they make so before the election they don't announce the election it will be 6 months, then the subtractions back and forward. So the question what they ask for let the country move, it's not for me, a bad here they survive. But for people that will get down there. So what's not the way forward? Now, because you got get connection with it, you got people that will talk with, what's not the way forward?
All right. Thank you very much. I'm glad you will this question come. And yeah, we get a few callers then. Let's just answer this question to my brother. My brother, the way forward is for let ECSL pull the numbers then they and let BO use in influence. I don't make it clear. If President Bill publicly come out and say let ECSL release their numbers then they will help for maintaining credibility. So the way forward. By the way, the way forward now for let ECSL release the numbers. Otherwise, like the question where they ask the minister about the MCC score, this not development, not for bill, not development for the country. So if now, as a result of not releasing the numbers, then we Salone they can suffer from that MCC the compact where they go suspend. So it means that the possible interview ask a very valid question where it say if the government go mortgage the MCC compact because of the result, every Sierra Leonean for ask that question there. If the answer is no, we're not for really. Yeah, just allow you the last point. I got that call stuff for take place. All right. What's up? Go ahead. Thank you so much for call. And what's your name and who say the call from, please? Yeah. What's up?
Nine
Go
years,
ahead.
Minas Yalina, and I come from Sweden.
Thank you very much for what you call. And what did I take on this program tonight, sir?
Yeah, I see you dey display America results. Me just want to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad when you mentioned the transparency. Up to date, Donald Trump not is still crisis reform.
You see,
No,
that
listen.
wait, But you ask me question. Let me answer the question.
No. I want to finish my questions and then you go react. Okay, but go ahead. Make I give you chance.
Okay. Samuel Kamara be complain about the results. Do not be even accept. Waiting I say just now. I say it no matter. Donald Trump na in fundamental human right to accept or not. So it no matter waiting Donald Trump think. As long as the system, as I say, and we see also we say that once they get the mechanism, if you don't agree with the result, you pay for recount, and they don't do recount. That sets them where if you feel say it win, and they do the recount, the results not change. So Donald Trump answer the question. Donald Trump get any kind right for accept or not accept. It don't make any difference at all. So go ahead.
Then my other question,
Yes.
2018, APC been in control. Not in control the election, not in get all the states resources. If we can ask APC up to date, then see the cry that result down say not anyway. So it really looks surprising when not in opponents conduct election, but when they lose the cry for this really looks strange to me this year.
So the point where you make, I don't make it clear. Say it no matter whether somebody accepts the result or not, as long as it not interfere with the credibility. I make it clear during the time where we do post-election analysis. Say the people that we consider as independent observers, a matter for the credibility of the country. Again, President Biya don't make it clear, say it clean the image of the country. Now, in fact, one somebody sent to me one newspaper. When I follow the newspaper, he even will make fun of Sierra Leone. And so they think and then a disgrace to Sierra Leone. Administration.
With you sometimes when I accuse you, I can see you vex. No, listen. You know, this only can surprise to some of we. They don't tell me some of we they really follow legislation. I remember President Bill enforced time. The sooner he can begin for gain huge credits on MCC. You not been the person when you try for leave, they try for still say no. Whatever merits, I mean, SLP and now not to work for the APC. So you see, this last year, I mean, you know, give each other for surprise to me. Me waiting in office, once divide that. Most of we not be even getting up just in politics. It's like we're all long term for like paying for politics. I mean, we don't try. Like, we don't try for come with a party, you know, on board. We don't say the third party know able to buy. And when you mention two political parties, if anybody giving you revenue, you're like, me when it's not to you, me to beneficiary politics. But the Scandinavians and decide to go for the lesser evil. Now that make you know you see SLPP they survive. I know we all wish for make the best happen for Salone. We are not there yet. But if somebody you genuinely love Salone, SLPP and APC, just too quick for shit after evil. But like most of the cry. Believe you me, if APC come back up power, hey, mean, maybe we went there for mortgage, but not to make not go reach us. Maybe to the offer, shame to shame Salone. Bye. Another muscles.
Oh, Sierra Leone. You see, this now some of the problems them will make Salone a day this way they like today. People then for whatever reason, again, now the same thing again, somebody may misunderstand. We assess the MCC score. This person say, oh, me say not to SLPP na APC. I believe say you will refer to that interview where Ben Kelfala can do na ya. Go back and watch that interview. I make it clear say according to the graph, when you look at the graph at the time, the date then get data points. If you know small statistics, the data point talk about 2000 and I believe at that time it was 2017 data point. So 2017, I say SLPP not within a power. So the scorecard of 2017 not reflect SLPP. Now that I say. So that not necessarily means say I try for cherish APC. But I don't talk countless time, my brother. APC SL my program what I do last week. I talk and clear and I give points them. Say the only president or the leader where God don't give in a Salone, when a sober leader, now Sam Milton Magai. I make my point last week. I don't know if you watched last week program. So this I be making clear back say it's about the country. It's not about APC. The MCC where they suspend them, so now APC they suspend them for no. They suspend them because of the election not be credible the result. You are you waiting the ambassador say. Now APC? No. So America, now APC that they support? Absolutely not. Germany, now APC that they support, all the the foreign observers them, the international observers them, now APC that they support, will not stop for make this about APC. This has nothing, or little or nothing, for do about APC. It gets for do with we county. So we now wait after we county go to the day, and then we see President Bill manipulate similar way and say they go third term, like how Guinea do. Una want tell me say una wait till reach to that point there, and most of waiting they happen so now. If una go back and watch me program, I predict them. Okay. Because me, they do me analysis, and even this suspension, the MCC suspension, I will talk about that. I give una the criteria them. Let me take a few calls and then I will conclude. VS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who say they call from, please?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, may I concern Sierra Leone.
Thank you so much, Concern Sierra Leone. And what do you take on tonight's program, sir?
I get few questions for asking. Make whatever little contributions I go get for do.
Okay.
In most of your program, then, Mr. Kago, I don't see you main focus in your programs then are President Bio. You just mentioned President Bio in name, say President Bio need for come out plain for at least maintain in repetition for make it tell the ECSL for publish election results.
Yes.
I don't know if now on which grounds you really want for let President Bio order ECSL, wherein US you don't so now. I don't know, but so I'm very sorry for saying you they tend for be hypocrite at times. You can be hypocrite at times in most of your presentations.
Okay.
Yeah. President Bio.
Explain the hypocrisy.
President Bio has been your target all this while. And President Bio not do No,
Well,
you no need for blame President Bill in whatever don't happen na the electioneering process. ECSL na get the constitutional mandate for conduct elections, for publish election results. So I believe say whatever don't come out of this election, you focus for be ECSL and not President Bill. If you expect President Bill for make it tell ECSL for publish election results, you same one go sit down at that very place where you sit down, go say President Bill na in they don't dictate to ECSL. So I mean, let we stop this naive mentality. There are times they tend to be so myopic, in dealing with situations we deal with national issues. Me and you too, no, honestly, they help that country for grow. They tend to be so happy where the government of America, they tend for withhold the MCC compact because you so-called APC don't do 11 good years now power. The neighbor achieve within President Biodonka achieve so in 5 years period. The entire APC rule of Anes Microma now waiting Pakaba woke and left. Say they can't succeed me. You can't continue from that point to don't stop. After which Anes Microma in first 5 years. Within the first 5 years, we come waiting Pakaba. In fact, most of the road projects itself we do in order. Let we just take an example with the Peninsula Road by Godrich. In order. Let we take the road by Regent. In order. Let we take the road. Wait. Let me take the road by Mountain Court. My time go down now because you don't see are they on point, they tell you the fact. But honestly, Mr. Kabo, you honestly know the help situation for this for solve na Sierra Leone. You now one of the contributing factors there for Sierra Leone go bien. This compact business you don't do bien until now that you program here. And up till now you did bien. You still in fact like anyway.
So last question. That not sufficient. Your last pronouncement. That not sufficient for let you really give me praise. Say because I don't.
I not go give you praise. Because there is nothing good about Sierra Leone. Nothing not the way good about Sierra Leone where you go talk. Nothing.
Okay, all right. Let me give you
praise because you don't ever talk anything good about Sierra Leone.
Okay, let me get a person
because if you say APC way they support not in power.
But I don't talk say APC not good for themselves, they're not good for Salone.
You depend for the hypocrites.
And anyway, I give a caller. Listen to the program, yeah. Oh my goodness, this funny. So me now they work for America. I don't get any direct influence with the administration of Biden. I make analysis. I do analysis based on what I understand, based on maybe me education help me. I analyze and say it will reach to this point. So now when it happen, you say I be the wish. Who's kind of lazy thinking that, my brother? Why you not go say, yes, Mr. Kagbo, you be done to talk about this. Say, if we not address this issue, it will lead to this. So, una want for like, we they wish something else and left the fact, and then use the facts for do me analysis. I see them. Not a wish, I be the wisher. I see them. And even where before the election, I talk about hardship we get for the country because of the reckless spending of former President Kuruma and now President Bill. So where that get for where austerity come November, IMF do the review and that review they negative. So I go say back, oh Mr. Kabo, you be done the wish for that. Now so una they assess my analysis. Ebo, I don't do the analysis here for give the government heads up. Then you say they talk about President Bill. I don't make it repeatedly clear now. Yeah. The past, now learn with the learn from the past. We cannot change the past. I go sit down here talk all kind of thing about former President Kuruma. He not get for change anything. But now the person where they waiting we say and get for help for change the trajectory, the path. So it's essential for like all with discussion tailored on President Bill because now in currently any decision he make it will affect the country today and affect the country tomorrow. So we need for influence that change there. So my brother, President Bill, nobody no ask him for run for president. We beg him. They talk like say na favor President Bill they do Salone where he run for president or where he become president. Seriously though? Nobody no ask him for run for president. If he not be wilder than say anything against him, me not be even know who say President Bill be day before he run for election. I not even know, and I not be one know. Right now, I not even pass if I read them. I not even know the whereabouts of Anes by Kuruma. Because me into not get no relation. For like no side day. Pass until I read them or read tweet. So the same way so, I know we care about President Bill in personal life before he be president, but now not president. We all supposed for care. We all supposed for direct. Whatever issue they go on, we supposed for direct them at President Bill. But it makes sense for like I talk about somebody when they rule, where it not get any influence in the current policies. But my brother, they talk about hypocrisy. Again, let God give you long life. Like somebody said, time will tell. If President Bill Commodity, the next president where they come, it no matter if in APC, SLPP or independent, now that person day, I go almost all the time talk about in policy. Because now in the current administration. Yeah? So if you don't know how analysis they go, any side, the current administration, now in journalists, then they go after. Donald Trump, if he be sit down Safu, I not feel say if I make so much news because now ex-president. How many times the news in America they talk about Obama? Seldom. Perhaps if they talk about in policy or maybe something happened drastic. But all the time, Biden in policies, neither they talk about. Because now in their power. So President Bill, now in their power. I know they no business for talk about the past continuously because it will change. You know they will change the past. Get time, me brother. So what's hypocrite about that? For talk about the current process, and you say I don't talk about this MCC score. I don't give warnings, and the warnings them not only come so for roast. And then you say, why I for expect President Bill? And then you say, no hypocrite. Hey, bro, me brother. Like you now, dear caller, hold on for a minute. I just finished the talk. Like you now, similar example as football. So why now football? We they see white players, then they kneel down and say no to racism. Why do they do that? Well, it not affect them at all directly. Why? Because of what they call fair play. President Bill, waiting the American government to do so, it affects them directly. So now in position that for come and make a statement. And I tell you, say, let him make a statement. So it will make it clear to the world. Say, himself, they put pressure if possible. As a candidate, then tell them where the other political parties them, be they cry foul, all the issues them about ECSL. Rather, President Bill try for be the mouthpiece of ECSL. Now the right path that? Hey boy, me brother. What's in a fair game? Fair game means if even you they benefit, but if other person they suffer wrongly, you for call them out. That's not a fair game. So now, not to I make us say, some of you they feel saying are just about APC. If they suspend the MCC like how they don't suspend them, so if this continue and other international sanctions them or IMF come and still ask for plenty things them, because remember the US, the European Union, and the advanced countries then they sponsor IMF, now then they donate to that fund state. Go and see the dynamics of IMF. So then get influence as to what thing IMF they do. So if IMF come with the conditions and then we not meet the conditions, then they now APC no more go suffer, not to the Salone people them. Let them development here way the MCC compact for benefit Sierra Leone. Now APC go suffer because of the suspend them? No. Now the Salone people them. And I bet you now the average person wait for their own benefit from them compacts then they. Now then thing and they we for they talk about. So if President Bill gets influence, now you they say if President Bill do ECSL pull the result, I go say now in the interpret now in the influence the ECSL. My brother, I'm not naive that way they. The international community go elam. Salone go get in glory back. So waiting be happen. Where President Bill they repeatedly talk say Salone be done lost in glory internationally. And this not to one country no more. Why not they make like in one country? No, not to one country. Like I say, not a single international observer will say the result credible. As Sierra Leoneans them, we all for shame. We all for shame. I mean, brother, they talk like Sierra Leonean, yeah? I don't care about whether or not believe it or not. I be don't talk outrightly. Hey, bro, let somebody tell me whose side they don't see our old meeting with APC. Let somebody tell me how much I put for APC. But I get this platform. If me not be APC supporter, why I not for use me platform like other people them? Where then they use them platform for campaign for them party. But who's kind terrible supporter me be? So again, plenty of where they call, they accuse me. Una they think twice. Una they think critically, not to insult, but una they think critically. Then Tiawa they say so. That thing them way based on my analysis. And I show now. Let's take this last call and then I go show una the thing where I will look at the criteria for suspension or termination of the MCC compact eligibility. Now that I will look at where I say it is coming and it don't come. And then you say now wishful thinking. No, not great analysis, my brother. Let's take this call. VS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting on your name and who say you call from, please.
Yeah, Mr. Kabu. Harold.
Yes, Mr. CEO. Una go tire. Una go tire.
No. Let I just allow me to call. These guys, they wait for us. Now, then two. That guy does children. It's always call you. They always take for hijack the program. And it looks as if they encourage them too much. We didn't call. Then do this year, they continue for play this game with them. They know exactly, these guys are very smart, they know exactly what they're doing. They wait for act. Every time say they hit the government on something they do wrong, they come for interrupt the program. These guys are not they're not dumb like what they're trying to play. The type of play like say they don't know things, so they know exactly what they talk. These are paid agents, and the reality now when that if the minister that platform they talk what they talk so from young grandpa is staff for SFP in parliament, they don't accuse me, so they know they talk to. And because she named Cargo, the officially affiliated to Timney,
You come from the north, you talk against the southern president. This is why they're coming after you.
Oh, clearly.
The same guy, the same guy who talked to the last time say, you know, see them Kagbe. You comment that you know, see APC, but then talk to there's not tribalism, but it's political issue. This other how you call back to the ATC in a hypocrite volunteer. They know exactly what they're doing. But now make educate them small because some of them guys don't know. In the talk of this, we need to go good thing about Salone, but now we're one kind of white man country, so we left Salone. All the good things they will get to now we're one kind. But for some of the good things they will left there. We have to go safe. Now white man they go here for it. And no left and forth. But the other one asked a very good question, but the public did not let the answer. So let's help them to answer the question. They asked the question, so what is the way forward? There is no way forward right now. Okay, make help me brother right now. What would they talk about right now? If President Bios go right now say ECS, they on a listed number here. The listed number almost see the President Bios win the election free and fair squarely. It's gone. There's not going to be no other problem.
Exactly.
Exactly. Okay. Then go they don't fight before because right now we don't say APC there's no leadership, we don't see them go their own homework. But the problem now is they know the CEO, the type of CEO, some of them no just is the same, but they don't want just to accept them. Well I explain to the other people in the way them for me for no. What they say monkey fight. If you know monkey fight, it's not good because the tail go touch you. What make the make President involved into APC then fight with they come. Because involving the entire country gets to be handicapped. This would not say in 5 years, this past 5 years, the President will say, do the right thing, come the APC, let them make them go to first. Say, no, you are involved, APC, everything, APC. What happened this past 5 years? President will changed cabinet 4 times. All my dad, President will don't go, it don't done in manifesto. If you done in manifesto 4 times, not changing cabinet. This new one, it changed almost everybody. If they do well, what do they do when they change in cabinet? This one says he wasn't doing well, in nothing able to do well. Now, since this next 5 years, now this is the time of prevent. We are trying to prevent this next 5 years. We're not in the camp for APC right now. We don't see APC in trouble the camp because there's no leadership in APC. Most of them parliamentarians never for Bubia because they added them for nothing. We don't know what's in for the young, but whether fight for camp, again for work for SFP because of what? SFP not going to run the country by the young. President Bio not going to run the country on young right now. President Bio needs everybody for come together. They want to step up and negotiate right now. Then once then after 1 month, then they can't run the country by themselves. This is why they start to negotiate. But now the problem is how they go. There is no plan. APC not the plan. President Bio is not going to be a security plan because he knows it don't only APC instead of all hostage. This is a question. This is what we say. We're in the soccer right now. The poor people. So we don't have to know the chocolate say who that is President Bio. We don't put President Bio because level. Like I don't say 7%. If we love President Bio, we have to love me for the people president. Now love website to the go. Now ear money will they go. Not to ballot box will they go. We put you as president. We choose you because we know so you can't fix the problem. We pull Koromadi because Koroma failed the country. You promise me all the good things, all the things are real. You come to the country, the thing get worse and worse. You blame on everybody else. But we know so you said that you're problem in the country. Now this short thing that you see want to change them. But if you want to change them, start a good deed. You know what's good, you know thing right, you know thing wrong. You know what? As a president, we all know what's right and what's wrong. We don't know when I talk to nothing right and what's wrong. We're not just doing because some of young man they go beyond turn dead. This the whole thing is here. APC may not do an answer on the APC. No matter if una young people they go before. The question somebody may talk say, somebody go mask by sleepers, they no move instead of the move. Now that can some of time. As long as from there no move, nothing no move, we not care. Not we care about. We care about the next generation. Some of una okay for una stagnant. Just the name of tribal or region. That's not what we're talking about. So these guys know exactly what they are doing, and this is the organized thing they're doing. Every time you call them program here, they come after you.
Mr. CEO, clearly, you know, the platform we say now for Sierra Leoneans them are definitely the pleasure for me for educate them. And where did it?
The point now is when they take you away from educate, one for educate. Because when they come with them, all it didn't see me, when they talk them 3 minutes, not even answer them, talk them 3 minutes, make them go ahead. Continue with the program because people are going to benefit from the program. When they call these arguments, don't make no sense. Then they take that away from the people because they're not making educated people here. The more we educate people, the more they keep people in power. Now we move forward. Exactly. I talk to you as somebody where now a born inside the people home. So most of the family, they're not even start this party for 1 minute. Most of them talk so. You actually know they're not from the one side now. Only now because they only come on in the line. So face reality. What family are starting this party? And it's not facing the young grandpa today. There's nothing I can talk about in the grandpa do for Salone where we play where you don't come on our camp program. My young brother, my young sister, we need to write today. My young brother, we start this 5 years. What type of point am I going to do for this country? So when they talk now because of it, they talk because of if I made them do well, when they do well, when I come on, not I can't boast of what I can't boast today. My grandpa had the entire life for SPP. There's nothing I can point to. This is what my granddaddy did for SPP for Salone. We go say the same thing that go to the young boy law is her. I go to the young sister we see the same day today. When am I going to point out today? So this is what my sister did for this country. So what would they talk when they talk about school? Your selfish behavior. Because our family will go beyond SPP. And this is organized stuff at you because you name Cargo. That's the whole thing.
Oh,
When somebody gets the name, they will never come at it.
yeah,
They will never do it.
clearly, I be don't say I'm before, Mr. CEO. I no regret at all. And again, thank you so much for what you call. And I want to make it very clear. I don't make it President be not good for Salone, and not good for himself, and not good for the country. About don't talk even Ernest Koroma, and not be good for Salone, and when I see the mess where he make. So when I go back, when I look at the numbers and tell we from Sheki take come to Bill, waiting good they don't do, how they don't push the country. From no, not to Sheki, from Albert Magai.
Mr. Koma, Mr. Kamo,
Yes,
let's
sir.
go back. President Bill knows exactly what he's doing. Okay? Now we go back and watch the 5 years old criticize President Bill here. When the actors know nothing going. This 5 years they don't come. You see, don't begin to try to put some things in place the right way. In fact, that dance where one they dance and say, President will talk to him, this short is human kind of social media. No, it shouldn't even touch social media. This short the way you come, you see how quiet it is. Even they talk to the opposition, it knows all these strategies. It choose not for doing. It choose for pleasing party between them force at the expense of the country. Now this you have to do the wrong thing, for do the right thing. Now we don't find out these guys now people they're backbone against us. Now you want to do the right thing. The president knows exactly what he's doing. This is a willful act. But people will suffer. We can't wait 10 years for nothing.
Indeed, Mr. CEO.
They're not the speaker side for women to spend on social media for putting people in power. Now we're not seeing on a particular setting. What's on a minute? What will the fact APC left and right? What's more for a minute?
Anyway, let me try for a round up. Thank you very much. Again, I know say anytime I come on, because of the great analysis, as people that don't say plenty times, but I don't say things them way we don't they see. I don't predict. When I go back, I encourage you when I go back to where me and Mr. CEO be they present. Plenty of the things them when them pull that GTT report. The first thing where we say this report is so blatant and at the same time a wrong. For call names and everything, you say they form commission of inquiry. Why you not just do them and move on and rule? But what do you do? Exactly. And the thing where I want for remind people is Salone brothers and sisters. Where I think the first caller be trying for talk about saying, okay, well, why no the minister, the information minister say, well, Salone a sovereign country and all that. So if Salone a sovereign state, as we they claim, so no need foreign person for investigate. Why be you call foreigners them for can do the commission of inquiry? Why? So some of una not critical in una thinking at all. So commission of inquiry, not because it be want let the international community see that commission of inquiry as credible.
No, they do, Mr. Sabo. This is what I'm saying. This is a willful act. They do. They know exactly what they're doing.
So this one now.
They know exactly what they're doing.
Exactly.
These guys know exactly what they're doing. It's a willful act. Because they know some of the benefits that that chicken children they give them right now. We're not going to forget them. Not go nowhere. This is the whole thing. So man, even this is man, they're gonna say, but just because of that money come on, that region will come out. This is the mentality of Africans. This is why we not go nowhere. This tribal and regional mentality. This is not destroy us. And they destroy it today. They go be act oblivious over something wrong. When they know say it's really, really wrong. They will make all kind of excuses to make them feel. But many other persons on the other side. That's when they jump all over. We at the end of the day, they're not go before. The family go before. We all go before. We share the same place. Go grab nothing. Go Rwanda. When we go Uganda, we go Kenya. We made a Ghana. We go Ghana. We see. Not go Ghana for you. We don't go try to copy the same thing. They copy for the way they move forward. We see this backward business. For go put one person over your entire family, yourself, and your life. When are we going to change this ideology and mentality? Within our white man country, we show our white man when they behave. I don't think Mama do wrong and they take you do wrong. Then they text you to change that. For the fact that arrest your family, go lock them up. Then they give ticket for the wrong thing, no matter what you be. Then they arrest the judgment and bench. Then the care for them going to court for corruption. We know what land here. We make them go before. These are simple things. We know what is right. We choose not to do them. The way the program comes, they call and say, look, I'm going to stop the program. Never encourage them, man. Because somebody don't spend other people to educate them what they say today. Just say don't do this. They're going to scheme, they're going to call and scheme and talk about talk. If you ask for them, you're so for you. You have to change your life. Without calling, you need prayer. If you don't say one people that hate you, never take president. Maybe the fact that they're prison and they hate the let the president do the life. Politician they go there and hate you, they like away every day. But also about better symbol.
Anyway, thank you very much, Mr. CEO. Thank you very much, and I will definitely take your advice. Just allow them for do them 3 minutes. It just happens to way they ask me direct questions, so I just feel an opportunity because million mission na VOS where I can do presentation. Now for the hardcore supporters them for impact. Some critical thinking in the mentality. Everybody liable for change. Everybody liable for change. So now them na me target. And I did do them deliberately for answer the question because I want for through the light. Because some other person they will probably go see things, go interpret my analysis differently. So I don't feel bad at all. And I make it clear, so the program today will be about the interview. If time permit, I will talk about the APC aspect of things. And maybe I go handle that next time. So I go quiet and let finish the calls then. We don't go way over time. But thank you very much, Mr. CEO. So let me go to the next call. VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who you call from, please?
My name is Mohammed, and I call from the Virginia.
Hello, Mr. Brother Mohammed. Thank you so much for call. And what are you take on the program tonight, sir? 3 minutes.
So yes, my take on this call today and the program today. I listen always in the ambassador say, and I just want to give the moral support to you for tell you say, I listing so many online programs then. But you in particular, you are the most trustworthy, you are the most unbiased of all the presenters, even Matilda in VOS, the other lady in VOS, you can sometimes see some biasness in the presentation, but you, VOS in general, unbiased, but sometimes you can tend to see bias in some presenters, but you in particular, me, an SLPP sympathizer, I come out from the north, but because I know I'm mixing regionalism and tribalism in a Limbaman, and now they associate myself as you hate something because of you begin tribe or region, and I mix it. Now that make I sympathize with SLPP. But all which you can talk, but the injustice between the two parties they are, so how the leader is useless. Madabio as well as Anes, even Samoa, if not Samoa been take power. Not enough for being changed for Salone people. Now we just for the suffer no more. Now that consider. That last caller we been the talk, it's not been me, if my advice to you, not one. Because some people they know say they are a sycophant them, now die hard, no matter which you tell them. They're not gonna ever take your points in at who they talk. It just start like we do in the election. Some I mean they talk say elect na dog na in them put na APC and they vote for that dog day. So man they talk say like na push na in them put for stand for president for SLPP. If they vote for him because mama and papa and grandpa they all whose kind of mentality down there on we Sierra Leonean. How we want go before. It's sickening. Sometimes I can listen to some people and so me I want to give you the support for let you know say I don't let you waste your time, let you anybody make you feel less of which you can analyze. You are very factual. Mother Bio is not good for that country. Nor the predecessors they will don't come from JS Momo Sheki, like how you analyze them. They are all not good for that country. About the time where we to line for rest na Salone. The time where they go to line for yearly, they take 5 days now under Sheki, then them down and they and Sheki na limba, me say na limba. But no means that they support them because of now you tribal man them or na not on a commot. Now this don't spoil we country and Falama we Sierra Leoneans we not change from this for be regionalism, tribalism, sentiment. Oh, this now my brother. Oh, this now will come on. That country did not go ever go before. And the thing this Mother Bio, anybody, all the ministers and they all na yes sir. Nobody no get my opposer or tell on the right thing. This MCC scorecard within the gang, within don't suspend the money. So which you feel say Mother Bio go do? Now, because the US ambassador say, well, this now going forward to 2028 now, then therefore agree. If they agree for let and bring an independent somebody for investigate. But you know, so they're not get for change them. You don't see don't they don't. We just get for accept now if we take the election. Me na SLBP I sympathize with that election day. Now if Mother Bio-5, they've been left to genuine that result. You see independent people and they talk and say there is some issue, irregularities, the way how they pronounce the results. It's true. But some man, because of these sentiments, they not going to accept the fact. And that's not my one say to you. You 100% they in place, you they in line in which you can they say, just continue the good work. Okay, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother, for that encouraging words there. Thank you so much. Okay, let me take, have you said the last call? But let me take another call though. VS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who say the call from, please? Hello, caller. You there on? It look like say the calls then still they piled up. Caller, go ahead, please. You there on? Hello.
Good evening, Mr. Kabo. How are you?
I do well, sir. I don't know if you care for share your name, but who say they call from, please?
I call from Canada. I think this program, we appreciate to know all the things for levels country in Salone before. Mr. Kabo, I get high respect for your analysis. Just one thing today, I disagree with you on the leaders. The one who are put out of it, I think that Alhaji Atman Jankaba was a better leader. In leadership, honestly, in leadership, it creates all the district will get everybody was represented in government. That brings a lot of unity. Salone not been there like this. Salone just can't be this kind of way in the past 10, 12 years back or so. If Alhaji Jankaba in government, Salone be where we not be get this kind of trouble. We have been the Salone. We not be get this. We be very peaceful. They interact. People they come up from southeast, they go north. People they come up north, they come south. It was okay. We problem in that country. Now we start from this Motama way they call we say now in the back way say insurance for an escoma. And escoma spoils you. Now the drain now the family the rapper any one of the way they can now. And we get to take parties. Mr. Kabo, this one we don't start. We get for taper. APC been strategize this whole stay out of parliament for dent the MCC compact. People not be they look at this. They get waiting to be their target celebrated they work towards. They get starting thing they would be always the ones for sure Marabian government to the international world a bad. Don't get me wrong. I know they ever tell you say Marabian are the best leader who will get us really. No. They don't make a lot of mistakes. They don't make a lot. But a lot of things that will don't happen, APC been done the channel for push onto this kind of thing. And ever behave as a man, as a president for act on the thing there as it been begin. Because there are certain things we need for do where it play with us, now they run to this now they go so small. And a long journey we don't start with because what if they don't do so? Mr. Kabule God give you all long life and well body. SLPP come on power, APC camp. SLPP they do the same thing. So maybe more than waiting they do so. Maybe more than waiting they don't do so. Sometimes I feel sad for my country. We then West the world there. We want to go back to our country. We then hang that's why they go out and even get job for do. We then that's why they go back. I'll get the kind of life I want for at least me quiet life I live. I will get that. Just because few people then they are not even worth up to 1,000. They don't hold the country to ransom. Few, very few people. I think we need to tell the truth to some of their leaders. They are not a helpful country, then they play with country. If they are complex, compact, they go Salone. Now that they are not in one go enjoy, now the whole country they enjoy. Whatever, then she say they go more do something tangible where they go, where at least you go to say, hey, that money will be win from the MCC compact. Now this a price for country. The other thing I want to talk about, the international world, the hypocrites. For me, I don't even admire within the ambassador at the top. Trust me. It's not something I admire. Because the mere they are like, when Nigeria election, EU observer mission say, it get problem. America go congratulate Tinubu. Even before ever the other countries. So this is not hypocrisy. It's all boiled down to hypocrisy. They get waiting that they don't target the waiting they run for.
Okay. Yeah. My brother, you make great point. Unfortunately, time done. Okay. I go back to that program where I begin the reason why I don't feel say Tijan Kabasef deserving of being called a good president, because under Tijan Kaba, if I run out of time, but maybe next time I go show the corruption index. Under Tijan Kaba, be there at its lowest. And Tijan Kaba, whether out of frustration or not, now Tijan Kaba are the person way it suggests for we use the Kamajo as the national army. So Dande by itself was wrong and was very, very tribalistic in nature. So again, I get
before I drop the line.
Yes.
You been there that time? You mean the war you been there Salone?
Oh yes. 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 Abide Salone the first time AFIC all Abide Salone, yes.
Okay. We'll go talk this the next time. I will make sure this program will go forward back, because that's why I disagree with you too, because every one of you in the Salone at that time when the army we don't change for the country, we don't get nobody for defend the country. We be there in support of civil defense. This was not only about Kamajo, we get those souls to be Capra, we all the other nations that become that civil defense for the
yeah, but specifically now the Kamajos it here for putting a parliament, for pass a bill for the Kamajo become a national unit. And that was wrong. But anyways, we'll go talk about that. But again, we go until say corruption. I know about that country. When you look at the corruption index under Kaba, it was at its lowest. So Dande tells it all. But thank you very much for the great point where you make, and I think kind exchange here I really like. And of course, I make it clear, EBK, whose business he get for go make 2 districts. The land need to grow. Who's how you see that? Who's how you see that? So
power at the end of the day, you sue the country. They are not doing this in the interest of the country at all.
Absolutely. I sorry, but next week, come and then we'll discuss more on it because time done the bet we. Thank you very much. Take care, my brother. Have a good night. All right. It look like say the calls then just they pile up on me. VS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who say the call from, please?
Good afternoon. Good evening, Mr. Pablo, calling from the United States.
Good evening, my brother. What can you take? 3 minutes. Go ahead, please.
Me take me want focus on the ambassador interview that you played. Me, I think that was definitely 100% over the top. I think the ambassador crossed the line, the diplomatic line, you know. Hence, the Australian government, the minister that responded to him did it wrong. They should have summoned the ambassador and put the ambassador in place. The ambassador has no right to be involved in domestic politics. That's not his place. We ambassador in America, Sierra Leone ambassador America, they ever get involved in their politics. It's beyond that. It's the diplomatic way. No ambassador they ever get into people in day-to-day political business. He crossed the line, and I think the Sierra Leone government should have called them in and go off for now. Now the real diplomatic way that they should have done. You know, this is way too much. I understand whatever people will talk about because they get money from the United States. So what? They give other countries all over the world the same thing, but they never get involved in their day-to-day political basis. So that is, of course, to me, was out of step. And since we have a useless government and a useless minister, don't even know the protocol of diplomacy, what he should have done next. You know, and so me, I have a problem with that. And in fact, I intend to write the State Department and lay a complaint on behalf of Sierra Leone, Mr. Cabo. On behalf of Sierra Leone, I will write the State Department and lay a complaint about this ambassador. Forget the politics about SLPP, APCC. As I say again, I don't give a hook about the two political parties. They haven't done anything for our land. So I don't care who rules the freaking land. I really don't care who rules it. What I do care is peace. That's all I care about. Move out of our way. Just give us some peace. You can put a monkey to run the state house. I don't care. You know, we don't care. And majority of Sierra Leoneans don't care. Majority of us don't care about the politics. You know, we have partisan in both sides that go crazy about politics in Sierra Leone. But majority of us don't really care about it. We just want peace. We just want to move on with our life, right? And the people that have a problem with this election result, go to Sierra Leone and challenge it. We're just sick and tired of all of this. Go challenge the damn thing. Let the country move on. We're having a political constitutional crisis based on BS. Not necessary at all. If you have a problem with the result, go challenge it. Go take whoever you want to take in court. Go take the courts to court. Who cares? No one cares. But anyway, that's all, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Frustrated, man.
Indeed, I really sense the frustration. But let me take more calls. Yeah, let me take other calls. Thank you so much. VS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting your name and you say the call from, please.
Thank you so much.
Caller, now for reduce the volume that you set, please.
Yes, sir. I don't put off anyway.
Okay.
Talk about it.
I did do well, my brother. Thank you. Go ahead, please.
Okay, no problem. Well, now concerning the statement with the ambassador, I'm named Alukan anyway. They call from Maryland.
All right, go ahead, sir. Thank you.
Let's say this statement that this man makes to the ambassador, a diplomatic statement to make. I believe say do for make APC save face. Because if you balance in some way, it tell APC say this election undone.
the unrealistic expectation where they make, and demand where they make, not realistic at all. So let them move on with this election until 2028. The only thing we describe for tell the country is to make President Bio call international community. We're not possible. It's not possible because now unrealistic demand itself makes so. It's certainly not possible. But you don't care because I go with the go. So like last talk we talk so. Until I go talk again, I go with the go. And they can negate for this problem here. And secondly, APC if they get sense now they for come back and negotiate table because they don't make them safe space and go say but I go there tomorrow I go there. But APC will say this election they lost them because of Kono. That one hatred way and Skuma get against them, that former vice president. Samsumana, if you know result that one in the APC party, APC no go ever win the election in that country. Because na Kono like how Ohio they a swing state that they decide election. As long as and Kono people never talk, the people they do that. All man they go spend money in the country, that the bread basket in the country. And as soon as people are very intelligent, they're very unique. They're all now one word they get. My position, they don't know. That 8 minutes with that 8 minutes and they get for that one gray man. They go ever on APC for the rest of the life. All they talk say they work, nobody no work. That Kono that didn't beat APC. Believe I don't tell you so. Then the other point where they bring in again. This observer, Senator Observer they talk. Observer on and EW, National Election Watch, Marcela Samba. They all be panicked. They may say that woman they lost election at Pitong, that mayor. Now that I book the internal committee, the whole body. They be say about the dog gentle don't win. Start my name with that mayor. Gentle, you don't win. So this thing come about where the electoral commissioner called. They say about this man we say the go na Pitong. Look, we all in a look. The results come out the way that nobody expect. So that is not work them body. All me they tell you the internal committee no go kubola. Because what about some bad with the internal committee they always in the panel. Now new the information and base always they talk to. Now new feed them information and new they work with and it's cool, you know that. Any way and this they go international committee international engagements. Any international engagement they go for whole election. When I be the 90 monitor election Africa and I knew it the same. That August the first person in the interview. That incident happened at the first person in the interview. You know that interview na Marcela Samba na Al Jazeera. Why Marcela Samba? Why not the information minister na Salone? So naturally we don't plan all things. Yeah? This man like what if you not come up here then bad you the problem because what you know right now they don't make sure they don't see the ground, they want to make the whole country down. And the international community, the world remain talk today about the MCC score. They get a monima because and they anam. But we pay what they do and they get in condition, they don't meet the condition. They go get and out of humanitarian back. So what you do, that life will come for the people of Salone. And people of Freetown they go for develop their life they change. So if anybody they pray for me, they don't get around, they can disrupt that. It's not possible.
Okay.
It's not possible. They get a man. I diplomatic statement.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. We all hope and pray. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, I'll take the last call for tonight. This will be the last call for tonight. VS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting on your name and who the call from, please.
Hello, my brother, Mr. Kagbo. Mina Jibril Toure. They call from Virginia.
Hello, Mr. Jibril. Thank you so much for your call. Waiting on you take on tonight's program.
Yes, my brother. I don't listen to all the comments, and first of all, I did tell you thank you. You see, you know one on the man and we when a straight Sierra Union. You type if we get una boku na dem media ya thing go straight. But you know one thing with Sierra Leoneans, we get a lot of people we not really like the country. We get Sierra Leoneans the way they at the diaspora ya, then get bad that. Because not only bad that, now go make you see the real thing, you turn blind eye on that. And most of them brothers here they behave. You know, look at the whole show. If we all come with, we begin to talk the facts and do the right thing in that country, Sierra Leone go take a new shape. But all them borders here where they comment, then just they go for party, now just party, because them belong to this color, them belong to this, look like others where they talk, how they not care what happened at Sierra Leone. That's a bad act. That's a real bad act, because you there on side where you life better, so you don't care what happened at Sierra Leone, so whatever then go about. And, people can always, they talk something where I can feel, the way people are ungrateful. We get ungrateful Sierra Leoneans. For let somebody go tell you, say, from colonial time, nothing happened in Sierra Leone. That's real ungrateful behavior. Or you wanted me to say them to party and they don't do nothing, no matter what. We not reach the stage of development, but let we not say nothing happens. If anybody do something, whatever somebody do, comment on what he do, and at least criticize them. Usa, do nothing. But Sierra Leonean, we really lack them here, and we need for change by now. How could we? Waiting they go on at Sierra Leone, even the blind know say something don't happen. There is a rigged election. I mean, if then people here they talk about elections, let we move on, let we this. Okay, why the international body and other people in the country decide say and talk about them here? This is not a hiding thing. The thing is, now just resolve the one you pull. If really them people here not hide nothing, if man not play with something, not go smell in hand. But these people then play with something and make them smell the hand. So let them just give away the result. Then don't ask them, say, but when I do this, when I do it. It's very simple. What's all this talk where everybody they talking on, all man they pull this, they took under, but let we do the right thing, guys. So let we left all this boku talk, this that. When I advise them people, are gonna say, me brother, pull this result. If matter be really in mean business, if it feels say because jump say that election day, then vote 410, 510, it is still the winner. But why not go get chance for let the result come on? If now win them, the entire world, the entire Sierra Leone go blow. All man go rest in peace. For no say yes, indeed, this election, this man win them, hands down. But waiting now, who said the thing don't can hide where the result no agree come out? Let them pull on for we. We just want to see the result. Then pull on today, we look the results, we satisfy, we move on. That's Sierra Leone. We not deep and boku talk. But then while we there over here, where they talk all them nonsense where then they talk. Now one day we not like that country and they don't want to see Salone improve one. And most of them not even see the war. What happen at that country day. Now make them sit down abroad there, they talk nonsense. Some of we have been there Salone, we witness that war day and we be part of that war. We really know waiting now war. And we not go on for short things for be repeated. All the nonsense where they go on, then they capture people them unbeknown to whatever, then they accuse them of. All that they know they born good picking at that country. And I they lead to genocide. So we they ask that this country, let we come together and move Sierra Leone. We know with justice. Let me just get justice. You not go ask for peace where justice not there. It not go work. Now justice you go put, then everybody no say yes, it protected. But if the law can be, if they side one party and leave the other, then you feel say thing go work? Now nonsense. Atankuna. Bye.
All right. Wow. Thank you very much, my brother, and God bless. So then they will be the last call, and that call day is summit all. So me fumble them again. And also anytime way I come, the program can get extra attention. And this is not something we I can say I deliberately. I just they speak to the issues. And this now one thing we again me a Salone person. I know say that program what we do last week, and I put specifically this comment where this person say, Mr. Panelist, I disagree with you. President Ahmed Tijan Kaba is the best president ever. Again, I'm not alone. I don't mean to that, but I will pull the corruption index, like because then they show a lot, and now go able until we all they say corruption. I know Puella country day. So I go pull for una the scorecard, the corruption index during Kaba time. So if corruption be there so much Kaba time, and I go remind una say former President Koroma, he run on that. The newspaper they be even write about that. We then call, and that's make it be even call commission of inquiry, even though proceed with them. A win because it paint even though not to directly fight Kaba, because Kaba in 2 times be done, but the person where he beats na Kaba in vice. So meaning that the Kaba legacy na in be then at the ballot. So Koroma beat him based on Kaba in legacy. So clearly corruption be there at its lowest point. Na Salone. Because the reason we make Aki emphasize on this corruption index, that because of now over only it, so a country will assess itself. And then it to focus on the ranking, because the ranking you can do one place, but if other country more corrupt, you go see a little bit of bump in your ranking. So now that make another two depend on the ranking, but the particular score itself, it can mean a lot because you can able over time see how you don't they do. So now that make I really can concentrate on that. But again, as I say, time don't beat we. I don't want for labor too much. But next week program, if I not forget, now Dande I go start with. Let us show now, because Mickey always like for show now numbers. Numbers they lie, and that's not the facts. The numbers are the numbers. Not only create the numbers, then they now the facts. Okay, so then numbers then they go able show. Because again, as I say, if we dey talk of corruption as the key, now the cancer of Salone in backwardness, so why Tijan Kaba in government forget very low score? So, but one thing where I also want for left with tonight, now this one where somebody be right and say, oh, the result of the previous elections, then are ECSL right now available. So I just want to bring and come to our attention, like I can always say, me though always do me research. I need a camera no ma talk boku no. I dey do me research, and based on sometimes me educational background, I can do me analysis and do projection. I can do forecast even and say, okay, well, given this situation, now this we believe say go happen. And plenty of the forecast way I don't give the projections them, they don't come in pass. And somebody they say, oh, I mean, they talk about the MCC and it go be so and stuff. Hey, brother, not just analysis. I will say I go show una I will show am, but let I just quickly before I round up. Let us show una the ECSL website we supposed for display the results of the previous elections, and then be there na the website. Even after we ECSL don't call the numbers them for the June elections, then numbers then they be there na the website broken down I should say. So let us show now the website. So let's begin first with the 2007 presidential results. At the website, una dey see, so waiting in at the website, maintenance. And let's show the 2012 results. Waiting in at the website, maintenance. Previously, it not be to show anything. So now they don't put and say it under maintenance. 2012 and then 2018. Waiting is say maintenance, and nothing all day for 2023. So all the results here be there at the website. A Salone person, waiting this tell we. And this now waiting we want for Salone. Now this kind of standard we want for Salone. And then somebody writes say, oh, I say President Bio go third term. We're not to President Bio in thoughts. I don't know how who not believe in them politicians here. I really don't know. And the other thing we want to talk about, but time not permit me now about Abbas Bundu. Cherno Abbas Bundu. The thing and way it is say. So now they talk about the rule of law. Well, we all know the previous 5 years. It then just disregard the constitution. The people do not be give SLPP the parliament, do not be give SLPP the majority. Yes, they elect the president for BSLPP and then the parliament for BAPC, and we'll be glad. And so let we see how then go work for push the country go before. So because now the opposition be there as the majority now parliament, so it go be a negotiation. It not go be a rubber stamp. But guess what? Abbas Bundu, within crookish way, as always. When I remember, Tijan Kaba, we don't charge Abbas Bundu under Tijan Kaba. Then seize in Osle. But guess what? When he come now, he used the same crookish way until I forget he owes them back. So it's like to Ram, he owe this administration. So now that they do all kind of thing. You not referee for God's sake. Let me take football. So how referee go tell the coach who that if for put, who that enough for put na in team? No, you not referee. The speaker not referee. And then he put up na in audio, na in statement, say he go protect them. Ebo. And the constitution, the terrible constitution, I go add. Don't give so much power to the party. So why now when the party want execute that power day, then you Abbas Bundu, where not to your authority that one day. The constitution will give that mandate day and say you go protect them. And you they begin threatening them. By the way, the standing order make them clear about say you forget a reason. You know, again, we don't go out of time. I don't want to bring you something, but I just point to now very quickly. The standing order 2A, I highlight them without good cause. Naim Nengu reprimand you. So again, they say the good cause, the meaning of good cause, you forget a committee will go determine if not a reasonable excuse for let somebody absent in a parliament. So the interpretation of this, and at that make, as they say repeatedly, APC don't shoot themselves in the foot. Because they don't shamefully say the court unbiased. They not trust the court and all that. But yet some of them tear where Abbas Bundu want take power we not get. Now the courts now get for check them and say no, not to the correct interpretation of that particular clause they now the standing order. The court get a right day. But how APC go ask the court now for whatever interpretation relating to the constitution where they say they not trust the court. So you see how why I say then two parties don't they hold the country to ransom, and then una they feel say Mina APC. Oh my goodness! Again, I'm my brothers and sisters them. The same way to people them waiting at the SLPP. I'm my brothers and sisters them. But I keep saying this: we miss an opportunity for reset Salone politics. If NPRC for them ban them two parties, Salone for them go past Usaideso. Because then two parties are the names. Yes, it can be the same politicians them, but they not go feel say the party na get the country or na then get the country. Because if they go form a new party, like how Temu Bangura be do, Kaifa Smart, it be the SLPP, but go form a new party. Temu Bangura be the APC, go form a new party. If not so, they be don't do. SLPP, like even though again, Tijan Kaba, Ekebu form a new party. Salone for don't go past this. I go tap here. And by the way, I know we get much time because of the calls there be too plenty for talk specifically about the information minister, but clearly we know say himself not truthful. Not truthful at all. At one point, he talk about say na shared value, then committed to democracy, but waiting difficult. And he say back the investigation where they put together, where President Biodon put together the committee for investigate the election. He said not about the numbers them. And then he contradict himself and said the investigation now full picture. Hey, bro. So how it will be full picture? You say not to one component of it. So you see how them people are because of the not trustworthy, because of the not consistent. You're able to pick them up very clearly. And then it try for talk about independence of the country, say the country na sovereign state, and they talk about colonial stance and all that stuff. Then they seriously. So why President Biobi they parade the wall and say they try for clean up Salone image where an Escoma don't mess up. So now the clean up image this with the talk say no but I'm from the international community because Salone a sovereign state. Well, I'm not go get them both ways, me brother. Mr. Minister, you know go get them both ways. You talk about say na full investigation, but yet you say not go talk about the investigation, not go touch about the numbers them. And then you they say the vice president credible. So it means that the vice president investigate himself. It makes sense to you, Mr. Minister? But the commission of inquiry, where in fact, Boku Sierra Leoneans, me particularly, I feel saying it'll be waste of money. Why we get the anti-corruption commission? Because they don't politicize. Why would we get the CID? We're in a criminal act for be corrupt, for embezzle the country money in a criminal act. So CID is criminal investigation department. And for be able to handle them. But no, una self not be believe the institutions then they una say una they go find foreign judges them for can sit on the commission of inquiry. Una pay them so much money, foreign currency for that matter. Waiting come out of this commission of inquiry. This one now where the international body for let we restore Salone reputation at the international community. Then una say, oh no, foreign person enough for be part of this investigation. We capable for investigate this ourselves. And I really feel say Salone people are stupid. Anyway, I want to say Boku thank you to una all. Hey, God bless una all. And let God bless we politicians them because with God in blessing, then go do the right thing. Let God direct them for do the right thing. And I maintain my stand. President be not good for himself. Because if he be good for himself, if for no say he need the international body for let he get a successful, let he be successful president, for relieve the country from this hardship, they continue. If it be good for the country, if we put the country first, for like we go past like how people and say, let's put this whole thing behind we. But not good for himself and not good for Salone. And it's by Koroma not be good for himself. And not good for the country. President Tijan Kaba, and I not repeat my program what we do last week, but I want for tap here. And again, I want for tell una boku thank you for una join me and the people them where the intention and for distract me. No, again by God, if God give me long life, VOS no go relent. Whether not President Biodede or new person come, time will go tell. Say we go still be VOS. We go still maintain we stand for push the country go before. And we go continue for give we own assessment of the current situation and how we will go forward. So until next week, Thursday, now this same side by God in power, I go see una, but una not forget for tuning in on Saturday where we go start a program where Auntie Kadi go start a new program where we go call State Talk with Auntie Kadi. So now tune in this Saturday, 3 o'clock New York time, when our Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock UK time, PM, and then 7 p.m. Salone time. And Sunday, as always, na VOS, una stay tuned for watch the World Cup live final. We'll go broadcast on Saturday for the third place, and then Sunday for the final. Now VOS, una download the app for una go watch the game live through the app. So until then, una have a great evening. Let God bless una with una family. Let God bless we and direct with politicians them, and above all, the one and only country where we get, we na Mama Salone. Let God bless Mama Salone. Until then, me na Abdul Karim Kagbo, they say Tata.